What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Monday. We are pumped to be back. I feel great right now. How about you?
I do too. Certainly recharged.
Yeah, me too.
I think.
See, the problem is, I was really recharged.
Yeah.
Then I went out last night.
And
then the weekend happened.
It's just the weekend. It's just time.
So everybody happened.
Our schedules got moved around a little bit. I was supposed to be home earlier, and not to immediately bring the vibes down, but I had basically a death in the family. We're not immediate relatives, but it's like my uncle, who's my dad's best friend. No blood relation, but that happened, and we had to move some stuff around I wanted to make sure I was at the services, things like that. And so I had to move my trip back a couple days, which therefore made me come back later than I was supposed to, hence why we had issues on Friday.
There was a flight delay.
Yes, there was
I saw there were multiple people who said, I missed my flight.
Yeah.
I would just like to say,
no, it had nothing to do
I've
with
been
Noah.
back.
It had nothing to do with Noah at all. So
I wanted people to see me in the office on Thursday so they knew it wasn't me being like, I'm sick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, that was totally me. It was the whole original
You're
plan
good,
was for me
sweetheart.
to fly back on Wednesday, which did not happen. So
yeah. It makes more sense to come back on Monday strong, you know. It was
we're
random to
starting
come back on Friday.
We're starting the week off strong.
Yes, we are. And I'm ready to be back. I'm excited to be back. I was thinking about this over the break. It's
Spring break.
It's nice to take a break to then reflect on why we do this show. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, oh, because when you're doing it constantly 3 times a week, and we do the group chat every day, and we're here all the time, we're constantly talking, and I feel like sometimes you lose sight and focus on like what the task at hand is, right? And then you take a week and a half off, and you're like, I need to get back talking to people.
Yeah.
Like we do this show for a reason. So I think it was a good break. I think we should all go around and talk about our trips.
It was so
How about
nice.
it?
Yeah. It was very nice.
Let's talk about it.
Noah?
Me and Noah went to London.
We did.
Yeah. Noah, how was London?
First?
Yeah.
London was good.
How was Harry Potter?
I actually did have travel issues. I seem to have issues everywhere I go. But I almost missed my flight there. I literally was 1 minute away from being locked out like I did in LA because I showed up. Literally, my friend
had to go get your
my
water.
friend and I were just like hanging out, just sitting there, and we waited till the last minute to board. And then I walked to just show my passport.
You were sitting at the gate.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they're like, "Where are your travel forms?" And I'm like, "What forms?" And she's like, "You don't have any of your forms?" And they were shocked. They were like, "You don't have any?" There were other people who were in the same situation, but I'm like, I don't have anything. And then the lady I had to try to fill it out, but I was like, I can't believe I'm going to miss this flight, that I like just couldn't fill it out. And the lady took my phone. She's like, you have 1 minute before you get locked out. And she just filled out she just put in fake information.
You
the
didn't
whole thing.
Google.
No, I was like, how am I supposed
you need
to know?
to travel
I was
to the
like,
UK?
It never crossed my mind that I needed forms.
It wouldn't cross my mind either.
Guys.
And I was like, I got in last person on the flight.
We've never been.
I know, but but like with COVID, like
no, I don't even
you
think
have
it's
to,
COVID. I think it's just like travel. I don't know what it is, but I barely
it's
got
probably
on.
COVID.
I was the last person on the
immigration
plane.
forms that you had to do the same thing in and out of the Dominican Republic.
Well, now I know, and I barely got on.
Oh, you actually do. I've done that for Aruba.
I did that for Puerto Rico
Bahamas.
last year.
Yeah, you do.
No,
that.
but I think
have to do
you
that.
might have to do something like that anyway. But yeah, barely got on.
Besides that, though,
You made the flight.
Made the flight. I had issues with my flight back too, but I guess I'll talk about that. No, London.
you can talk about it.
Save that for the end of the story.
Yeah, no, London was good. I've been there, obviously. I studied there, but saw all the sights, went out, and it was fun. Went to Harry Potter World. That was another. I booked it online, showed up, and the lady just was like, you're not on here. Like, I almost missed the bus because it's like an hour away. But I made it, and that was cool.
Was it cool?
Yeah, like you would have
Yeah.
because I thought it was all cool. There was one room where it was kind of a spoiler. Like, I saw that they were showing like the last shot, and I'm like, I think I've seen this anyway. But it didn't really.
Well, you also watched the reunion, so.
No, I know, but I didn't really pay that close of attention.
Yeah.
But
the reunion, like they talked about
there was
how it
thing
ends.
where they had
how it all ends.
They had the entire Hogwarts castle, like
Yeah.
in a room, which is like the real one that they shot, which I didn't know that they didn't have a real, it wasn't like made up on CGI or anything. It was like a real, I don't know like what size it was, but they filmed it in a way, and then they like had a green screen behind to make it look like it was a huge castle.
Huge. Yeah, yeah.
And it was like the real one was just there, and they had a bunch of cool stuff. And
I gotta go.
I had the butterbeer.
I gotta go.
How was the butterbeer?
It actually wasn't bad. I just was expecting it to have alcohol in it. Like
No, it's like a cream soda.
no, I know, but when they say butterbeer, I was like, I thought it would be butter beer.
You thought you were having some
Fair.
Yeah.
I guess that's
beers.
fair. I mean, you kind of have to realize that like kids are drinking it. Like,
Yeah.
in Harry
No.
Potter.
Yeah, but some.
I thought that would
Like
just be
at
like
school.
a non-alcoholic version.
That's what I thought too.
But
I didn't know there was no alcohol in it
yeah,
either.
Harry Potter was cool, and saw all the main things in London.
You meet any interesting
Yeah.
people?
Met some cool British people out.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I just love the accent.
Any fine ladies?
I'm
Met some
obsessed
cool
with the
British
accent.
girls.
You're shuffling in your chair and the jacket rubbing against the wall is annoying me.
Wait, really? I can't even
Yes,
hear it.
I
I
can-
guess I have my
I-
headphones on.
People might be able to
I
hear
put
it.
a
There you go.
$1 in the jar for that one.
No, that was production. I
can't
think
s-
people could
I
potentially
can't
hear
sit
that.
still. I feel like I would hear it.
What was I going to say? Oh, British. The accent. I cut you off about the British women. Anything?
I mean, I met some like
Met some cool British ladies.
Yeah, there was some Shoreditch, cool area to go out.
Were they smoking cigarettes?
Everyone smoking cigarettes.
that's so
this
cool.
one girl,
It's only cool there.
we were at a bar, and this one girl like came up, and she like broke a cigarette in half, but then somehow like put it back together, like sewed it back together. It was unreal.
Wow.
And then I went to smoke it, and it like cracked in half again, and she fixed it again. She had like
Wow.
magic. She was like a surgeon.
Is that the first time you smoked a cigarette?
No,
No,
no.
the first time was with us in
Yeah,
Atlantic
yeah.
City.
No, I wouldn't say I smoke cigarettes a lot, but
No,
like,
no,
if I'm
yeah.
drunk.
Oh, yeah. I
Remember
forgot
I
that
told
you
you
picked
that,
up
like-
that habit.
yeah.
You were smoking cigarettes like once a week outside.
No, not outside the office.
You picked it up randomly.
But, yeah, randomly. But yeah, everything was
There
good.
was a British couple at the hotel I was at, and I was like obsessed with them. I didn't even talk to them, didn't meet them, but they happened to sit behind us at dinner a couple nights, and I was just like eavesdropping just
Isn't
to like
that the
hear
best?
just to like hear them talk. They were on their
Yeah.
they were on their baby moon,
Yeah.
like she was pregnant. Like
But
they
when
were they were both like beautiful. I was
people
just
do
the
baby-
accents.
People do baby moons?
Yeah.
Interesting. But isn't that the best when you keep running into the same people on vacation?
Yeah.
But like you never really talk. You just like I've seen them.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, like at a
and you
resort.
see them at breakfast, the
Yeah, you're
buffet,
just like,
maybe,
"Ah,
then you
hey,
see them
how
at
are
dinner.
ya?"
I had a bunch of nice English breakfasts. Those, you know,
Like what?
You know what English breakfast? It's like Canadian bacon, beans, like baked
Yeah.
beans,
Eggs, right?
Eggs, and there's something else.
Yeah.
That sounds.
But yeah,
delish.
and then my flight back, I would just like to say, throughout the Robbie Fox came in and saved the day, because throughout the whole trip, I'd just be like, oh yeah, we don't need a negative test. Like to my friend, like we don't need a test to get back, right? And we'd just be like, oh, I don't know, I don't think so, but never like looked into it. And then we were,
Oh god! It actually gives me like so much secondary anxiety.
'Cause I was just like, oh,
it
I
just
don't
gives
know.
me so like I can't.
and then
So much secondary anxiety that you wouldn't.
the Monday that we were coming,
Google it.
the Monday that we were coming back, we woke up and I was like, oh, we'll have time. Like also Robbie, I saw him tweet. He tweeted that he was in London and like the flight back was like a nightmare. Like the airport, he's like show up like very early. So we just went to a pub that morning, probably like 3 or 4 hours before. We had got our beer, ordered the fish and chips, and then I was like, do you think we need one? Like, I don't know. And then I looked it up, and immediately everything was like, yeah, you need a test.
Oh
like
my
everything.
God.
Checked into the
Yes.
flight, it was like, you need a test.
Yes.
I was like, I don't know. I was still like, I don't think this. I don't feel like we don't need one.
Yeah.
And then I just put my phone down, and then 10 minutes went by. I was like, I guess I should text Robbie because he flew back
So
yesterday.
you read online that you needed a test, and then told
I was
yourself
just like,
you still
I'm
don't need a
vaccinated.
test.
Like, I feel like we're probably fine. Then I texted Robbie, and I was like, we don't need you didn't need a test, right? And he's like, yeah, you did. Like, I did need a test. I was like, oh no, like we're gonna miss our flight. Like,
oh my
and
God.
so then I just I like found a place with rapid tests, booked a test, and I was like, all right, we gotta go, we gotta run. And my friend was like, oh, can we just finish our beers and like get our food? I was like, we're gonna miss our flight. It's like 3 hours away, and then we had to wait 30 minutes for the people to get back to do the test, but we barely made it.
Oh my God,
And
you live
Your
life on
friend
the
clearly
edge.
has the same sense of urgency.
No,
that
but
you
I
do.
was more. At least I was like, no, we gotta go. Like
Yeah.
he's like, no, he was immediately like, oh, we'll be in London like for another night. I'm like, no, like I need to go home.
You're like, no, I need to get home.
Yeah.
Or you could have stayed for another week.
Yeah, we could have.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it was a nice trip.
So you
Love London.
feel
So besides the travel,
No, yeah, I pretty
everything
much
else
just,
was really great.
Yeah, I pretty much just told you everything bad that would happen.
Yeah.
do you feel refreshed at all,
refreshed?
or like just happy?
I mean, last year from Puerto Rico, I felt like refreshed because I was like, I really did nothing for 4
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
This time we like just like walked
you were doing
around, like a
stuff.
lot of stuff.
Yeah,
but-
because I feel like in London, it's not
Yeah,
like
you have to,
relaxing.
no,
it's like
like
you're
it's
doing.
like
yeah,
in New
you
York.
gotta do things.
Yeah.
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 That makes sense. Fran, how was your trip?
Oh, it was amazing.
That's delightful.
Now my trip was very refreshing because I did like nothing. Just
Did you just stay at
meals.
the resort?
Yeah, didn't go anywhere. Meals, drinks, sat on the beach, went from the beach to the pool, to the pool, to the beach.
All
I
inclusive.
read 4
resort?
books. I
you read 4 books.
Yeah.
4
Holy
books.
shit.
Yeah.
That's like a book a day.
I read a book a day.
Wow.
Yeah, they were really good.
That's a lot of knowledge.
Well, I wasn't really learning anything. They
That
were
noggin
just-
of yours.
They were not fantasy fiction. I meant to say. I went romance mystery, and they were very good. And other
On the
than that,
beach, you
yeah,
would read them?
yeah, a lot of pina coladas
How's the
and
weather?
mojitos. The weather was fantastic. It was warm.
80.
This sounds
Warm and
amazing.
breezy. Like it was very similar to the weather in Aruba. A little bit sunnier, but
I
like
think I'm going back to Aruba.
yeah, it was like
Very excited.
it was nice where it felt hot, like if you were up sitting at the pool, but on the beach there's a very nice breeze. The water was lovely. Everything was great. The people were great. Everybody in the hotel, like the staff, they were all so nice. It was just a great trip.
That sounds
I
fantastic.
know it was really
top to bottom.
I have not a single
you don't
complaint.
have no complaints.
Not a single complaint.
No stories.
I don't have my plane. Everything was great besides being a little delayed on the way home.
How was the resort? Were there like a lot of restaurants and bars, or
Yeah, it was. It's an adults only, all inclusive.
Oh,
So
adults
it's
only.
like, yeah, that was nice.
Wow,
no
that's like-
kids.
I've never even heard of that.
Really
Yeah,
growing up.
yeah, no, and being
Adults
at
only.
being
Rated
at the
R.
adults only resort to then like get on the plane from like Punta Cana where it's all just so many families and so many kids, and I like looked at Joe and was just like, we're like waiting in this line and there's like 9 million screaming children. I'm like, let me tell you something, we didn't have to deal with one child this entire vacation,
Yeah.
but on the flights both were like half kids, and just from that I was like, I am not looking forward, like I'm not having kids anytime soon.
Really?
No.
I've been having the opposite thoughts lately.
No, because
Didn't we both? Weren't you like, oh, Frank's gonna have a kid in the next?
Oh my
5
God.
years?
I actually
Like,
am like
traveling-
Like I
I just-
have like baby fever.
and it's not like obviously oh my God, it's not like parents can
I'm
it's
kidding,
stress over
but
parents. Like I'm not like putting any pressure on parents and saying that, shouldn't be traveling.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like you can. I felt so bad like looking at some of these parents who were so stressed out about their
Right.
kids like on these
Yeah.
trips. And I was like, oh my Lord, it's a
Yeah.
lot. But I'm sure they all had lovely trips as well.
Yeah.
I walked past. It was nice because on the beach, it was also very similar to Aruba where like
everything's all next
they're
to
all
each other,
all the
yeah.
So if we
Aruba's
were
fantastic.
Yeah, so when we were walking, we took like walks up and down the beach, and you just walk past like all the other hotels and stuff, and you get to see the
I went
different clientele. Like it was funny. Like there was ones that were obviously more family, ones that were obviously more like spring break. There was like a lot of kids, loud music,
Yeah.
and then ours was like very quiet, which
Yeah,
was
because
very
we went
nice.
as a family once to Punta Cana, and there was like a lot of families.
A lot of
Yeah, I
families.
went to Punta Cana too, and there was family.
Yeah. No, but well, there's like a Nickelodeon resort that we drove past. I was like,
Really?
that's probably pretty cool for the kids.
It is probably cool for the kids. I
have
always
a-
wanted to do one of those when I would see the
Yeah,
commercials
right?
for it, but my parents were like, absolutely,
Absolutely not. Yeah.
What's the beer they have? Presidente. You
Yeah.
drink that?
A lot of good
Yeah.
Dominican water. They made the joke every time you order one.
Wait, what?
They call it to
Oh, they just
Dominican
call it
water.
Dominican
Yeah, they'd be
water.
like, "Oh, can I get a Presidente?" Oh, yeah, Dominican water.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the all inclusive. They had a Mexican, Asian, Italian, Indian.
They got all the.
French. Like you bop around all the different ones every night.
That sounds like a lovely time.
great. It
That
was
sounds
really great.
fantastic. On the topic of babies, not that I want to have a child soon, but I was always more so like like I want to have kids eventually, but like I'm really not interested at all. Now I'm like, you know,
Well, you went to a baby shower.
Yeah, and I'm really finding the simple pleasures in kids. One person there had to bring her 3-year-old son because she didn't know when to watch. And me and this kid he was obsessed with me and we got along so great. Like I was having the time of my life with this kid and I was like, I'm going to be a great mom. Like I was like, because I want to play, like I want to be a kid. So like I'll just play with the kids as if, you know what I mean? Anyways, I'm more like appreciative of like babies and kids and stuff. So I'm like, oh, that'll be nice. Anyways, I went to Florida.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Said, all right.
Just goes, all right.
Yeah.
I were in Florida.
I went to Florida. Devin and I went to Florida to visit. My parents are there. They go from February to June. I talked about that already. And Nano's there and everything. And we did the same thing every day. It was really funny. We had like a routine. We'd wait. So my cousin was also there. The format of the house is there's 3 bedrooms. One bedroom is my Nano's, and then one bedroom is my parents, and then the other bedroom is my aunt's, because when my grandma passed away, the house went to my Nano still lives there, but the house is now under my mom and her sister's name.
Yeah.
And so they were like, all right, these 2 bedrooms, one will be my mom's, one will be my aunt's.
Yeah.
And so my aunt's daughter, my cousin, was going at the same time we were, so she obviously got her mom's room. So I said to Devin, I was like we're gonna have to like sleep on the couch or an air mattress, whatever. Like I don't know if you care. She's like, no. I was like, all right, then let's go. So we set up an air mattress in the living room, which it's so fun. Like when you haven't been on an air mattress in a while, and like you set like sleepover vibes. Like it was so great. Like we had like the sheets, big blanket, pillows. Like it was like we were having like an awesome time. The first night, little do we know, Nano likes to wake up at 5:30 in the morning and like, turn on every light that he possibly can, make 6 cups of coffee and every noise possible. So we had a routine after the first day when we realized how miserable that was. We had a routine that when he would wake up and go into the living room and kitchen, whatever,
go to his room?
we would go into his. He has like a huge king size bed. He doesn't even he sleeps very weird. He doesn't even sleep under the covers. Like he sleeps like he's a mummy, like laying flat on the bed. It's very strange. But we would at whatever time, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, get up from the air mattress and go into his king size bed and then sleep till like 9, whatever. Then we went to the pool every day, and then we would go eat, or we'd cook at home.
Any good meals?
And oh my God, I had an amazing meal at this place in Delray called Throw Social. If people live in Delray, I'm sure. Just such good, like,
was that like close to the area that we were in?
We went there, but we didn't eat there. We had drinks. Remember the place we had drinks? We should have eaten there.
We should have eaten there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We should have. I had coconut shrimp, Hawaiian pizza, which I know some people are I don't even want to get into the pineapple on pizza debate. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
I was so against that for my entire life until I had it, and it's very good.
Speaking of pineapple, Nando's. Went to Nando's. That was probably the best part of my trip. Put pineapple on the chicken there. Oh my
so good.
God.
Anytime pineapple on like meat, I love it so much. Which then I figured out Jacob Elordi does not like. I was watching.
He doesn't like what?
I was watching his Hot Ones, and he doesn't like fruit or pineapple or mixed with meat, and it really turned me off to him. But that's besides the point.
Damn.
Coconut
watch
shrimp,
it.
pulled pork sliders with pineapple on it. Like really
Pineapple
good
goes
food
with
at this
anything.
place.
Ooh,
So
that
if
sounds
you're
really
in
good.
Delray, go to Throw Social. Get like all the apps you can and really good drinks. It was
Yeah.
It was
very
really good.
Instagrammable as well. They have like 14 neon
and
signs
the
in
band
there.
actually played when we were there, like all night. My mom was fucking this is awesome. My mom was fucking wasted.
Oh my God,
and
amazing.
my earlier I'll tell the story because both Devin and I's parents know about this, so at this point I don't care who knows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you do something bad but your parents know, it's all right. So we went to the pool, and my sister had given me a shroom chocolate bar.
Yeah.
That I packed. I didn't check a bag. Me and Devin were like, let's bring no makeup. Let's go really minimal, like just t-shirts, whatever. We want it to be like the most relaxing, basic thing ever. So I was like, I can't check this bag. I'm going to have to put this chocolate bar in my carry-on and just hope for the best, hope they think it's a chocolate bar. I get it through. I'm amped. And we're like, we're going to one day go to the pool, eat these shrooms, and just have a day at the pool. The last time I was in Florida, I ate a little shrooms with my sister and my dad.
Yeah.
So I knew my dad didn't really care. And so we were really excited, but we were so excited we forgot to eat. Like we went to the pool at 11 a.m.
Yeah,
We didn't
no
have any breakfast or anything. And since it's a chocolate bar, we read the instructions on the back. And we probably should have started out with one piece, but we didn't. And that was a mistake. And so I'm laying in my chair, the lounge chair. The sun's hitting me. My music's in my ear. And
had more than
oh my God,
on an empty stomach.
no, disaster struck. So I'm laying in the lounge chair. I'm playing music, my headphones. All of a sudden, sicko mode comes on, and I'm like, is it the song or am I tripping out right now? Like I don't know. I was like, I threw my AirPods down. And I sprinted, jumped into the pool. Like, there was no hesitation. My dad was like, whoa, you're really excited to get in. I was like, I don't know what's happening. Yeah, no, literally. I was like, belly flop. Like, whatever. Got in the pool. I look at Devin. I'm like, is it hitting you? And she was like, not yet. All of a sudden, she stands up. She's like, holy fuck, I got to go to the bathroom. She goes to the bathroom. She comes back. She jumps in the water immediately. So the two of us are in the water. My parents get in the water. My cousin get in the water. They know what's going on.
Yeah.
Because me and Devin are cracking up. Like, we're being the most obnoxious people you can find. And I know people have watched. They know me and Devin are pretty obnoxious.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, like, in the LA
Yeah,
house.
people think we're obnoxious. But at the same time, like,
Not obnoxious,
if you have fun with somebody, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, you're allowed to be obnoxious sometimes. That's besides the point. So my parents are like getting a kick out of this. They're like, you guys are whatever. But I start to like not be able to feel my body underwater. Like, I'm like, it only feels like
A recipe for drowning.
Oh, no. That's why I was like,
Glad your parents were there.
oh my God. I was like, Mommy, hold me. I literally said to my mom, Mommy, hold me. Like, at one point I like hugged her. I was like, can you just hug me? Like, I'm scared. And I was like, my head, I only feels like my head's here, like my body, whatever. So I was like, Devin, we got to get out of the water.
Yeah.
So we get out of the water. And mind you, this pool is at a clubhouse with older, it's an older community. It's Florida.
Yes,
it's an older community.
Yes.
And so it's a clubhouse, and we're out of the water, and we're like, fuck, this doesn't feel right at all, being out of the water. We can't sit down. Do we go back in the water? We feel like our bodies aren't, like, we're all confused on what to do. So it's very close walking distance to my house. Is so close. So we were like, maybe we just need to walk to my house. My nono's at my house. Maybe he'll make us feel like normal, because when you do shrooms and everyone around you is not on them, you feel like everyone's like judging you, talking about you, whatever. And we were like, he has such a language barrier that we'll tell him, he won't even know
what you mean,
and he won't judge us. He'll just like talk. So we're like, all right, let's go. Let's walk there. So we're starting to walk to my house, and I'm like, I would feel great right now. Like, this is an awesome feeling. Like, everything's so vibrant. Like, life is amazing. We're laughing so hard at everything. And I was like, but I feel really nauseous, like uncomfortably nauseous, like almost if I wasn't nauseous, this would be the best feeling in my entire life. So we're like, let's pull over, let's sit on this bench. We sit on the bench. All of a sudden, I just start projectile vomiting everywhere, like everywhere in front of this clubhouse. So these people are walking by, people are driving by, and I'm cracking up. Like, I also can't stop laughing, and I'm throwing up at the same time. Devin is laughing so hard that she goes, I need to pee. I'm going to pee my pants, laughing so hard. She goes to sit on the tree to pee. She gets bit by something as it's happening. And so
sit on the tree to pee?
Sit on this tree to pee?
Like in public?
Yeah, no. I'm telling you, we had no...
I mean, they were...
We were on shrooms.
You think that mattered in the moment, Noah?
I mean...
Noah, we felt like we were the only people in the world. Yeah. And I'm like throwing, and Devin's screaming at me, you look so fucking gross right now. She's like, I can't even look at you, you look disgusting. And like, it's like pouring out of my mouth.
I'm like literally picturing those like fake vomit scenes in movies they like have the machine that like comes out of their mouth.
It was a scene out of a comedy movie where two people take shrooms and get so fucked up they start throwing up on the side of the road. Like
actually.
That's what was happening. And all of a sudden, like, after I threw up, it my whole world was like clear again. I was like, holy shit, like that, it just like got out of my body. I was like, I feel really good. And then we got home, talked to my nono. He made us feel better. And then we go back to the pool because we were like, my parents are probably like, we left our phones there and everything.
Yeah.
We're like, whatever.
Probably worried about you.
Yeah, we go back. And my mom turns to a lady at the pool and goes, oh, they're just on shrooms. I was like, what? And then the lady goes, oh, I took some the other day. She goes, I'm doing ayahuasca tonight. I was like, you're our guardian angel. And then we got into a whole conversation with her, and she made us feel so much better. But that was like, I was exhausted after that. And so that brought me to when I was saying my mom was absolutely wasted, because that was the day part of then going to throw social at night. And my mom got, and I have been talking about, I've been smoking way less. Like I don't smoke every day. And so when I went to Florida, I was like, I'm not going to bring weed with me. But if anybody has done shrooms before, like if you smoke a little weed and you're like, if you're bugging out and you smoke a little weed, it kind of like evens it out and you feel like a little bit better. So after I threw up and everything, I was like, I really wish, like my stomach, like it just helps my stomach a lot. So I was like, I really just wish I had weed. Like I can't, like I need it so bad, but I didn't want to sound like a crazy person. And my dad got it for me, like through a friend. And my mom was so wasted leaving Throw Social. She's puking in the car.
Oh my God.
She's puking all over the front seat.
Obscene amount of vomit for
this
one
whole
day.
This whole day was crazy. She's puking in the car as my dad is pulling up to his friend's house to pick up weed. Like I was like, well, I have a video of this. I was like, what is going on? Like
So
we're
funny.
like with our
Like,
friends
they're
right
actually
now.
like 16.
No, like as if we were like all got in trouble together.
Right.
And
Like we're all like
whatever.
leaving like a high school party.
Yeah, it was insane, but it was so much. That was like the one crazy day we had. Besides that, everything was the same. We did the same thing every day. At 8:00, we would get onto our air mattress. My nonna would sit on the couch. We'd watch Survivor, and he would stay up until midnight every night. Then he would go to bed. And if
So he only
anybody,
gets 5 hours of sleep.
what?
He only gets 5 hours.
Sometimes less. He doesn't even. And if you go to bed earlier than midnight, he calls you chicken. Chicken, you're going to bed. He gets really upset if you go to sleep before midnight.
It's really funny.
And he thought it was so cute. He thought that Survivor was one episode a night. Like he didn't realize he was watching multiple episodes in one night.
Yeah.
So every night he'd be like, "New episode tonight." And like
yeah.
and
I think it was like on
he thought
TV.
it was like on
yeah,
at
yeah,
a
yeah.
specific,
yeah.
specific
like
time
on
every night.
9 p.m. There's a
Then-
new Survivor on every night.
He discovered Naked and Afraid.
Oh.
And he goes, "This show's better." We were like, "You're fucking pervert."
Yeah.
You like it better because they're naked, but it's like the same show.
Yeah. Well.
But it was good. I had a weird flight home. My plane was just in the air, stayed put. It wasn't moving. I have a video of it. It's actually really creepy. I'll show you. It was just in the air, not moving. And then so they weren't saying anything at all.
Possible.
They weren't saying anything at all. And we were freaking out. Like I've talked
how
about
does
this.
that work?
I don't know.
Like, doesn't a plane have
Look
to
at
be
this.
flying in
Just
order for it
parked
to
in the
stay in the
sky.
air?
I like turbulence, everything. The flights don't bug me out. I felt like more
Did it
anxiety
feel like
than
the engines like shut off?
No, I felt more anxiety than I've ever felt. Like, and then there was like a big thump, and like it just didn't feel right at all. Isn't that creepy?
Wait.
Okay,
It's a video?
is this a video?
Yeah, it's just not moving at all. Play it from the back. It literally just steady in the air, like not flying, and
Oh yeah, I mean you're
just
hovering.
in place, hovering.
Yeah.
And for 45 minutes, this was happening.
45
Yeah,
minutes?
we were bugging the fuck out.
And they didn't say
And they didn't
anything.
say a single thing. And then when it
What in the
after 45
world?
minutes, the pilot got on the thing and was like,
never-
he was like, I didn't want to hop on until we were all okay, but like there was air traffic. I was like, what?
Air traffic. What was he saying? He's like, if we kept going, we would have hit another plane.
I have no idea, but I was like, they can never. I lost trust in the pilot after that because I was like, how can you for
Yeah.
45 minutes not tell people?
Right.
Everyone
you gotta
was
hop.
looking
You gotta
around
hop
like-
on. You gotta hop on the intercom.
You
and,
have
and
to.
say
Everyone
something.
was looking around like, what the fuck? I had to shut my
Come
window.
on, you
thing.
say like, hey guys, like, sorry,
Oh my God.
we're having an air traffic problem. I would have been like, sure, that makes sense.
I'm forgetting the most absurd part of my flight. There's, we're online waiting to get on board the flight. There's a group of fucking spring breakers, right? They must have
Yeah.
been 18 to 21 years old.
Yeah.
I can't decide
College.
a bunch of college bros. We were flying into Newark, so
Yeah.
a bunch of Jersey bros.
Yeah.
They were like, if you don't go to this gym, you're such a beta. And I was like, these
Oh,
kids,
boy.
these
Oh,
kids
boy.
are like,
Oh, boy.
you would make a movie about them, but you don't root for any of them. You know, like Project X, like you're
Yeah.
rooting for like the
Yes,
loser
yes.
kids. Like you're not rooting for any of these kids. And they were so annoying on the line. And I was like, watch, Dev, we're gonna be fucking stuck next to these kids. Like we got exit row like seats,
Yeah, yeah.
like in JetBlue. It's like even more
more
space.
space. Yeah, I did the
exit-
same thing. Yeah.
They don't have comfort at JetBlue.
No, believe me, I know. You got the even more space.
Even more
seats,
space.
yeah.
So I'm like, these fucking kids are gonna be next to us. I could feel it. I walk up to my row.
I don't know if I would trust them with the exit
Yeah.
row.
I walk up to my row. a kid's in my seat, and his friend's next to him in the middle.
Yeah.
I go, that's my seat. I wasn't nice to him. I was like, that's my seat.
Is your name on it?
Yeah, I was like, that's who do you know here, bro? I was like, that's my seat.
Yeah.
And he goes, this was the craziest ask I've ever gotten on the plane. He goes, oh, my friend who's sitting in the middle next to him. He goes, my friend, his seat is the middle seat on the other side. Do you mind sitting in that seat? I said, yes, I mind sitting in that seat. He was like, well, I'm just asking because like we want to sit next to each other. So like I'll take the window and then you could go sit in his. I said, no.
So they had two middle seats.
Yeah, and they tried to switch my window that I paid for with his middle seat on the other side. I said, no, get up. And then I've
actually done that before as well.
I would have said it like that. Like
I didn't say it like that either.
I didn't say it like that, but I was definitely not nice. I was like, no. Like that's exactly. I was like, no. And then he was
I've been asked to switch a window for a middle, and I'm like, I'm really sorry. Like I just
if the kid was like, I get really,
I still wouldn't. I'd be like, that's tough. Don't book a middle seat.
No, exactly. But like if I get really sick, whatever. Like other circumstances, maybe.
Mine was like it was early in the morning, and I wanted to sleep. Yeah. So I was like, I need the wall like, for my pillow. Like
certain circumstances, whatever. But like this was like,
no, that's a
I
crazy
just want to sit
too,
next to my fucking friend. And I was like, absolutely not. And your parents probably fucking booked these seats for you because no way you guys paid for even more space. I didn't say that. I was thinking it. So I sit next to this kid. And so now I'm stuck next to the kid who asked me this because then he moved over to the middle.
His actual
seat. Friend moved over. And I took out my iPad to watch a nice little program. And this fucking kid starts making fun of my iPad. Like he's texting his friend and like looking over.
I'll be completely honest. I might side with him on that one. Your iPad is ginormous. Your iPad, if I was sitting next to someone and they also pulled out the iPad that you have, I also would have texted my group chat and said, then the girl next to me has the most ridiculous iPad.
But then his fucking TV didn't work, so who was laughing now? Yeah. I was watching nice little TV on my iPad and he had a broken TV.
Well, your iPad's 4 times the size of the JetBlue screen.
I was having the time of my life on my iPad and he was making fun of me and I felt really humiliated. I was like, this fucking 18-year-old little fuck is making fun of me. This little shit is texting his friend. And I was just like,
for your big ass iPad.
Yeah.
I'm like, have the word blown up like this big. Like
I'm like the closed captions.
I'm putting my Instagram and Twitter out like really far so maybe you could see like, oh, she's verified.
I
don't know if you know who I am, but
sir,
excuse me.
Kind of a big deal.
Oh, I'm kidding, but I was so flabbergasted. And then after, like, I was like, all right, this kid's a little shit. But then after he's making fun of my iPad, I was like, this kid's my fucking mortal enemy now. Like, I hate him so much. Like, I hated him so much.
I'm cracking up. I honestly, like, I think the more you talk about how much you hate him, the more I'm like, I think I like this kid.
No, I know. He's such a little shit. And I think he, like,
for the balls to even make that ask, and then
so
because
ballsy.
You have a giant iPad,
and then this little shit. He was
Ria's iPad's literally like this
so big. It's 13 inches.
It's like the size of this.
It is literally the size of the top of your laptop.
But
like,
it's great.
Is so huge.
But he asked one flight attendant for water at one point. He was getting the shakes. I think he was a little hungover.
Yeah.
And he asked the flight attendant for water, and I guess she was taking a while, and another flight attendant passed by, and he was such an asshole.
Such a dick.
And he goes, "Can I get some water?" Like I asked the other one for water, and I wanted to be like, "Did your parents teach you manners?"
Yeah,
because you asked me for my window seat. You're being really rude about the water, and you made fun of my iPad. So, like, I thought
strike 3.
I thought by the end of the flight maybe we would have became best friends.
Yeah,
that didn't happen.
Was there someone in the aisle seat?
Yes. I paid no mind to them.
Where
I was so
Devin
distracted
sitting?
by this kid. Right behind me.
Oh, behind you. Okay.
And she was flabbergasted too. She was like, this kid is
oh my God.
nuts. Like, because I thought I was being crazy. And then she texted right away being like, that was nuts. And I was like, thank God. Because I don't, like, I feel like this, I feel like I was getting bullied by these kids. And they were like, I thought they were about to call me a beta for my iPad.
Oh my god.
Yo, this girl's got such a big iPad, such a beta move.
It's funny that like having
this
a big
bitch with the
screen is,
giant
like, not
iPad
cool.
wouldn't switch seats with me.
Right, and it's like,
you
oh,
would've
I have
thought
a
that, like-
flat screen TV in front of me, so you're
Yeah.
jealous.
Like 10 years ago, I feel like having a huge screen would have been like the coolest thing. Now it's like, oh, like
No, it's
You're
not
such a
even.
loser,
It's
like-
not even that. It's just. I've not seen a lot of people with said iPad.
like that's only for watching movies.
Like I don't know if I've
TV,
ever met
yeah,
anybody
I'm
else
saying,
that,
like,
that
I don't do,
also owns the
I
size of
actually
that
don't
iPad.
do anything
Like,
on
what
that
else
iPad
would you
besides
need?
watch
Like-
TV.
Yeah.
Like,
You're not, like,
I actually
using it.
never use that iPad unless I'm on a plane.
Yeah.
It's my plane iPad.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, it was definitely something.
That iPad, like, does it even fit on the?
You have to check that. Does that count as your carry-on?
Does it fit on the tray table?
Yes, if it's on the tray table.
You-
It's good to share if you're sitting
Oh,
next to
yeah.
somebody.
Oh, yeah.
I bet they sell things where you could like hook it on to the like replace the normal screen.
Oh, yeah.
And then just have a huge
Yeah, but then
ass
people
screen.
would see my screen too much.
Too much. Yeah,
I mean, you're watching
exactly.
a movie.
It is kind of like, I think he was laughing at one point though, because my you know when like the Wi-Fi hits at a certain point, the Wi-Fi wasn't hitting yet, so I was just listening to music on there. And I think that's what he thought was really absurd, was I was listening to Spotify
On your
my
giant
iPad.
iPad.
Like,
Okay, I mean, that's funny. That's funny.
That's just something I started. I used to be
That's
like
funny.
Fran, like fully against getting Wi-Fi. I don't know. Ever since our tour, I just buy
That's
Wi-Fi on every flight now.
nuts that you guys were
No,
never with the
I do it
Wi-Fi.
now, and like I kind of wish I
I do
didn't.
it from time to time now, but son,
on longer
my
flights,
flight,
like-
it just wasn't available because flying to and from Dominican Republic, you're just over water the whole time, so there's just
The
no
international
Wi-Fi.
flights, the Wi-Fi is so strong. Like I could have done anything. I was watching like YouTube, and
I thought
Wow.
I was gonna
Yeah.
lose my fucking mind because
What,
the
what
Wi-Fi wasn't
airlines you
working on
fly
the way
to?
there.
it was
London.
a Delta flight 'cause I'm trying to get those miles, but it's
Yeah.
like Virgin Atlantic. Like
Yeah.
it was like a Virgin Atlantic flight, but it was Delta.
Delta. You booked it through Delta.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Um,
Okay,
yeah.
story time's over.
Story time
Actually,
is over.
can I
don't
just say
think
one more
have any
thing
other
that I just
stories.
thought of? That
Sure
I just
you
want
can.
people to verify for me. Tipping in Europe, if it's a thing or not. Because
It's not.
one, I like never pulled out cash. I was just using my card.
Yeah.
And I'd pay. Like we were at like I just wasn't tipping. I felt very weird about it because there was no option on any receipt to like write a number. And then we were at this like kind of cocktail bar where the lady like took probably 10 minutes to make our drinks. Like they were like very good drinks, and I was like, I have to tip. Like I feel
Yeah.
weird about this. She just put all this work in, and I didn't tip. And then I thought she was looking at me like, why didn't you tip? So then I like went over to her and was like, oh, like can I tip you like with my card? And so I like tapped my card to tip her, and she was like stunned. She was like, wow, this is so nice. Like,
No,
and I
it's-
was like, I don't
it's-
think
it's
tipping is like
really-
a thing here.
No, it's really not. It's
Which is
it's not
shocking.
But like when I'm in Italy, like I always just give like a little extra cash at the end. Like I always
Yeah.
get for euros and like just give a little extra cash at the
Yeah,
end.
because I was
of
looking around. I'm like, no one's leaving money on the bar or anything.
No,
like,
it's a different
which is kind of
system.
crazy.
of like payment. I think for
Yeah.
I don't really know exactly why.
Or it's,
I
like,
just know that
included or
it's like,
something, like,
yeah,
yeah.
it's just not. It's not you like when you pay with the card. Like it's not like sometimes it's not on there. Sometimes,
Yeah.
but just depends.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. I didn't
Yeah.
know that at all.
Yeah, you can leave it. You can not.
There wasn't even an option. That's what I was. Just
Yeah,
like,
some
damn.
places. I don't know if that's. I'm trying to think if that's how it is.
I don't think that's like. I feel like most places you tip. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
anyways.
Anyway,
Anyways, let's get into the show. Why
Let's
don't
do it.
we?
let's do it.
All
Long
right.
ass intro.
That was a long.
I know.
that was a
And
nice
I'm gonna
intro.
save.
I feel caught
um,
up.
I know everyone's talking about Bridgerton, and I feel like I want to talk about it when I finish watching. I'm on episode 3 right now. Just throwing that out there.
I don't think I'm gonna watch.
That's okay. I'm definitely gonna watch.
I have no interest in it for some reason.
Super
Have you
fun.
guys,
I like it so far. I'm
heard
3
about the-
episodes in.
Amy Schumer show on Hulu.
Yes, I've not watched it.
I watched
but
a couple. It's
I
not
have
bad.
seen
I didn't watch any.
Guys, the Oscars are tonight as well. We're recording
Oh,
before
right.
we have to throw that out there. I just want
Yeah.
to say I have not. I've seen maybe one movie.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen it.
I watched King Richard. Great
King
movie.
Richard, great movie.
This is my Oscar
I think
thoughts.
everything else I have not watched, and there's going to be. I'm going to watch the Oscars for sure. but I don't have anything.
What other
pulling
movies
me.
were there this year?
There's
My
a lot.
Oscar thoughts are House of Gucci fucking sucked. Like, I just want that out there.
Did that get nominated?
I saw people watching on the flight.
I think so. I think House of Gucci got
That couldn't have
nominated,
gotten
right?
nominated.
I don't
Let me
think it
see.
did.
2022.
For Best Picture?
Nightmare Alley, Don't Look Up. Oh, Don't Look Up.
Don't Look Up did. I knew that.
Oh, I watched Licorice Pizza.
Oh, I wrote, yeah.
I heard Belfast is very good. Dune got
Yeah.
nominated for Best Movie.
Nightmare Alley, Don't Look Up, Dune, Drive My Car, Belfast, Licorice Pizza, Power of the Dog, West Side Story, King Richard, Coda.
Damn, it's like
Yeah.
not that many movies I even recognize on there.
I heard Belfast was also really good. I did not watch that. I literally have only seen. I watched Don't Look Up and I watched King Richard, and I actually did watch West Side Story.
Licorice
I did
Pizza
watch
was-
West Side Story.
Interesting.
So there's not too much. I do hope like that we get a good show at the awards.
who-
guess they
Award
weren't,
shows
yeah.
just haven't really had the oomph that they had, but I hope that the women do a good job that are hosting. I'm excited. I mean, I'm definitely going to be watching. Just wanted to throw that out there that we won't be talking
Is it
about
like
it
fully? It's fully
because
back
we're
to
recording
normal.
at
Like
5:00 right now.
everyone in one theater.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. So now we can get into the topics.
All right, let's get into the
Let's
topic.
do it.
Sorry, I was
Things
checking.
we've missed.
I made like one of my first bets ever today.
Hashtag things we've missed. Yes, you have. I was looking at that as well.
I'm 40 points behind right now.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Never know.
You really
You
never
never
know.
know.
You never do.
All right.
All right, let's get into the
Topics.
topics. All right. We're talking about Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson once again. Obviously, the whole My Girl's a Lawyer thing. We made sweatshirts. We'll talk about that. Kylie and Travis have changed their baby's name from
Yeah.
Wolf to TBD.
Unknown.
We don't know. Harry Styles announced Harry's House, the album, is coming soon. Kevin and Frankie Jonas are a part of a
Super
new
excited to talk
show
about
that
those.
I think describes them perfectly. And we have a great interview with Keke Palmer that I was not a part of because I was sick. And I'd like to say this.
Oh,
There's thank you.
said with such conviction.
Thank you for doing that, Fran. I was really sick, but people will like DM or whatever, and they'll be like, Bria's always calling out sick, like whatever. I'm telling you, I really
That was the sickest I've
I
seen
was
you in a long time.
Really fucking
Yeah.
sick. And also other times that I've called out sick, I don't want to admit, I like to remind people I have endometriosis, and when you really, it fucking sucks.
I kind of honestly feel like a lot of people do not know that.
Yeah, they don't.
Because you don't talk about it that
don't.
much and you don't really post about it on social that much.
don't.
But you do, like, that's a chronic illness.
Yes, that I have.
Yeah.
And when it takes over your body, it sucks. Like,
Did you know Molly May had it?
no, I didn't.
Yeah.
The more you know.
She posts on her Instagram story that she's doing, like, some kind of
Yeah,
video
I think
about it.
I think it's might be the end of it's something awareness month. It might
Yeah.
be. It might be. I don't know.
She posted as well that she was,
Yeah.
like, going to share her
Right.
journey with
And
endo
it
as well.
really fucking hurts sometimes, and so like it's like crippling. Like you're like, I really want to get out of bed, but like it takes over like even your brain. You're like, I can't even get the
Yeah.
capacity. So when people are like, she's faking it. It's
Take
like I
it easy
swear
on
to
Rhea,
God,
though. She's really not. And
I'm
on
not
top of that,
faking it.
you're not faking it. And on top of that, like the unnecessary guilt that people put onto you for that reason, like you're not helping. Like that now you're just
Oh yeah,
like it makes
almost
you
what you guys saw
it
me.
ma-
I lost
yeah,
my
like,
mind
makes
that
you
week.
more-
I felt so sick.
It makes you more upset because everyone's like, "Oh, like how sick is she?" And then it's upsetting.
prove it.
And then it's
Yeah.
so upsetting for you. And then you get emotional about it and get upset about it. And now on top of already being really sick, and now you're just making yourself more sick because you're
Yeah.
crying about being sick.
Yeah. That was a specific incident that happened. Yeah.
Yes.
I came into the office. I was really fucking
It was on
sick.
this day that we
Yeah,
did the
I was
Keke Palmer
really
interview.
sick, like genuinely so sick, and there was like all this like pressure or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just started bawling, and they were like, "You got to go home. Like
Yeah.
you're clearly very sick." So so when people
I
are
was
like saying,
suck it up and do the interview.
like when people are like saying like you're fit, I promise you, I'm not.
Yeah.
Like I'm really not.
And it's one thing where, like, if it was just you, if this show was hosted by just you
Yeah, then
and
it
you
would
had
be
to,
a
like,
problem.
cancel a ton of things, like, understandable.
Yeah.
But you have a safety net.
Yeah,
We love you.
Yeah,
Take
I
care
love
of
you.
you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, people are crazy though. You shouldn't have to explain yourself, but why not? Why
Yeah.
not explain just to clear some things
Yeah,
up?
endometriosis.
Yeah, it's a fun thing. Anyways, let's get into the show. Talking about Pete and Kim once again. It was a nice break.
I have been loving my new necklace from Uncommon James. I'm wearing it right now. This is I'm going to forget the name. I hope I am pronouncing this correctly, but It is the Atocha necklace, I think. It's very, very cute. It's a pendant necklace. It's great for layering. All the Uncommon James stuff is great for building and layering necklaces. They're so cute. They have tons of amazing jewelry. It's founded by Kristen Cavallari. Uncommon James is a collection of timeless, effortless jewelry that is both versatile and affordable. It really embodies Kristen's personal style, which it does. I love seeing someone who creates a business, especially, you know, clothing, jewelry, things like that, actually wear their stuff, because I feel like sometimes they don't. So she, I feel like, is always in her jewelry. It always looks amazing. They are feminine with edge, classic yet trendy, and simple with a pop of personality. They're made from delicate metals and gemstones. Uncommon James jewelry can be worn alone or, like I said, layered with other pieces. So it really, like, you can make it feel personalized to you. Along with their bestsellers, Uncommon James just dropped their spring collection and new silver pieces, all at affordable prices. So you can get 10% off everything Uncommon James and Uncommon Beauty with code CITO10 at checkout. Once again, that is uncommonjames.com. You can get 10% off everything Uncommon James and Uncommon Beauty with code CITO10 at checkout.
Pete and Kim are still going strong. Week and a half off. They're still going. Pete has a tattoo that says "My girl is a lawyer," and we made sweatshirts about it. So you could go buy those on store.barstoolsports.com. And actually, we have it here, so I could hold it up if you're watching on the YouTube. And People Magazine wrote an article about it. Actually, it's a cool sweatshirt. I love just like a simple black sweatshirt with like really just minimal writing, and that's what this has. I think it's cool.
To be honest, the font almost looks semi-similar to what the tattoo font is. And
I think that was on purpose.
No, because the picture didn't come out until after.
We didn't know what the tattoo looked like until 2 days ago.
Interesting.
And we put the sweatshirt out a week ago, so we didn't know what the font looked like. But yeah, there it is.
I'm sure Kim has seen the sweatshirt. I actually 100%.
Should we send it to her?
Yeah, we should send
Kim,
one.
babes.
Send
us your address.
Christiana's probably like, damn, like, respect. Like, they had that ready to go.
Send us your address.
Yeah, she would respect that.
We'll send you a PR package. It won't look like your PR package, but
we should send this to Pete Davidson. I don't know how, but we should get it to him. Maybe he'll wear it. But so he also got Kim branded on his chest, and I thought that he was getting his tattoos taken away, but I guess you lose some, you gain some.
I think he's doing like his arms and legs, like things that are easily exposed. Because I think the explanation was coming from now that he's doing a lot more acting and movie roles, that he has to like sit in the makeup chair for hours upon hours to get his tattoos covered on, like, if he's wearing a normal shirt.
Yeah.
So I think a lot on his arms he's probably getting removed. I think like the chest area is still, I'm sure he's getting, I don't know if he's getting all of them, but I think the chest area is still something that like isn't as hard to cover up. And I also feel like it'd be crazy if he just had no tattoos at all. I feel like there's just some that he'll get rid of. And he's in his love bubble right now. He's got to keep the Kim stuff. He's got her branded on his chest.
Yeah, he has like 3 tattoos about her or something.
Yeah, there was, I think, 3 tattoos or maybe.
She said like multiple, or at least.
Yeah, no, because she said this on Ellen, right? And she was saying that like, oh, you know, after like the 3rd tattoo was like, like, that's nice, babe. Like, you know, tattoo guys, like, they get tattoos for you. Like, that's what tattoo guys do.
Kanye never branded his chest.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think like his way of being like, oh, I'm taking this up a notch from tattoo is branding.
Where do you even go to get that? Like, not a tattoo shop.
I have no idea, because literally all I just think of is
I'm
like
gonna end up there.
I just think of like
I'm kidding.
I just think of like like the poker, like the long stick, and I'm just visualizing like someone making like a stencil of Kim and then just sticking it on him.
Doesn't it
burns?
So it looks black on his chest, or like
no, it looks like a
red?
scar.
That's gross.
Like it's like raised skin. It's like imagine a burn.
Yeah.
When a burn heals.
So he can never get rid of that.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that's as permanent as it gets, unless you like cut off your skin. I don't think there's a way to reverse that.
Clearly, Kim's all in because she posted on her story, and I think we saw an interview with her, and
Kanye's been pretty quiet.
He has been. Maybe something happened.
Well, he got kicked off Instagram.
Oh, yes, that's actually
guys. I have a confession. Did I tell you this? Okay, so when
We haven't seen you in a
okay,
little bit.
I forgot if I texted it to you or not because I was like laughing at myself. But right before we left, and Kanye was posting stuff about Trevor Noah and like more Pete Davidson and all these things. I'm just like, this guy should not be on Instagram. Like it also just happened from when we got an email from Gaz being like, Instagram's being so strict about stuff now. Like, be careful. Even you say one wrong thing and
Kanye should be on this email.
And it was like, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like that we're getting in trouble for this and no one's gonna do anything to Kanye. I reported his account.
Wait, what?
And guess what? It worked. I reported his account for harassment.
Snitch.
6 hours. 6 hours. 6 hours later. 6 hours later, his account was taken down.
One lap.
Real
As it should be.
One lap.
And you know what?
I don't know if I can work with somebody who's reporting people on Instagram.
I'd do it again.
Wow.
I'd do it again.
You might have been the.
I'd do it again.
that pushed-
He deserved it. He should not be on Instagram. He's a big old bully.
I thought he got suspended. I didn't realize it was like
No.
permanent.
He did get suspended, and I think he's back now, but
Okay.
he hasn't been posting. The initial thing was that he had been suspended for 24 hours.
Yeah.
But then, like, he just hasn't really
You
been
report
back
him
on
again?
Instagram at all.
Which,
No, it
which
was just
post
that
did
one
you
time.
report?
I reported the whole account,
Oh, the whole account,
Yep.
not just one.
not just one. So he's back. He just has no
Oh.
posts. He must have.
Yeah.
So he probably just deleted everything. It was just. It's just incessant.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if I just think if Instagram, and this is just a bigger conversation about like how Instagram has changed. But like if Instagram wants to take this hard and fast policy on like we're not gonna let let this shit on our platform anymore, and they're gonna be like they're gonna worry about it for the little people like us, and they're not gonna do it with Kanye.
Well, that's always been a thing. Like
Hypocrisy.
even with like copyright music and stuff, like celebrities can post anything; they're not going to get taken down.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
the small people.
And I'm like, if Instagram's gonna decide that everybody here has to follow the rules,
Yeah.
Kanye needs to follow the rules too.
Wow, Frank got Kanye kicked off Instagram.
I thought about it. I did a lap. I thought about it
Yeah.
because I didn't want to give my initial thought sitting right here. I felt
Yeah.
like I had to think it through. I understand all your points. I think you're making very valid points.
Now I don't
But-
know Pete Davidson, I don't know Trevor Noah and whatever, but like if
fact that
Kanye
you
was a
went-
if Kanye was a non-famous person,
I have no idea.
Trevor Noah should send you a thank you
if
card.
Kanye,
I actually
if
have
Kanye
no
was a-
idea how to feel about this. I really
Kanye-
don't. I don't. How do you feel about it?
if Kanye was a non-famous person and he was posting all that shit on Instagram about like other people, I'd report the account as well.
I have reported accounts for things that like are really like inappropriate or you know what I mean? Like
I've
would make
reported
more sense
accounts
to-
that have like been harassing
us or people
Yeah,
like
that
here.
makes
Like
more sense.
if I see accounts harassing people that work here, not even just me, but just people
Yeah,
here in
same.
general, I report them because I'm like, not all the time.
No, I know, but I'm
but
just
like
thinking,
that
like,
makes more
the
sense.
fact
But like
that
you going out
you
of your
being
way
like,
to
this
report.
will change, like not like millions of other people probably.
Look,
Fran got Kanye West kicked
I'll
off
be
Instagram.
honest, like I did it kind of like laughing. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this
And then
then
right
just-
after,
and then
your request
and
isn't
then
approved.
he really, but that's what I'm saying. I clearly was not the only one because
Or you
he
were,
had
maybe.
his account taken down.
I just don't know.
Suspended
I mean,
Here's
24
my,
hours.
here's my
Verified?
thing.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
respect. I am so confused how to feel about this. I really am.
Look,
'Cause
it certainly does not go with your snitching policy.
It doesn't.
It doesn't
But
at
I
all.
understand
But I was just fed
the
up
thought-
with having
with
to
the
see
email.
his bullshit anymore.
I understand getting that email that we got,
Yeah.
and then like if you just reported Kanye out of nowhere, I'd be like, all right, Fran, take it easy. But the email that
It's
we
like Joey
got,
Camasa, like
right? He got like in trouble online, like whatever.
had to stop doing lives because he
He
said
called
like,
someone a hoe?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
like-
really,
Right.
really,
Right. Like that's ridiculous. Like we should be able to call people hoes.
And
Hoes are
like
hoes.
Kanye
Yeah.
is doing what he's doing,
Right.
And, like, really,
so I understand seeing that email getting, but my thought process was never look at that email and think Kanye West. Like my thought process
No.
after reading that email was like, that sucks. And then I just like moved on
But
with
I
my
will
day.
say I did not like. It wasn't consecutive. Like it wasn't like I saw the email and immediately was like, oh, Kanye. Like I saw the email and then was just thinking about Instagram and like hours
You know what?
later.
Let me go report.
And then
I have
like
other questions
hours
for you, though.
hours later, I'd seen another post from Kanye and was like, this fucking guy, he needs to get off Instagram.
I have other questions for you.
Report.
I bet Kim Kardashian would thank you. So
Yeah.
for that reason,
You
I
think
think
Cam reported him?
Why
Sure.
not?
Sure, the
Maybe.
whole family.
I bet everybody was reporting
My
him.
question is like, At what point do you stop following the rules? Like for me or like Noah or something, like would you have our back if we like did something illegal or like
bullying? Like
yeah,
if
not
were
bullying, not bullying. We would never bully,
I
but
would
like
never like
say
do
we
that to
did,
someone that I didn't like that I knew.
Say we did something illegal.
Yes.
I don't even know what.
Not like murder.
Not murder, but like something bad.
Maybe like some white collar like
white
tax
collar
evasion
crime.
or something.
Yeah.
No, I let you
let me
go about your business.
Okay, cool.
Wow. This is gonna come back.
Fuck,
Yeah.
I gotta
Like-
do my taxes.
my
Great
dad.
reminder.
Oh shit, my
I
dad
do
just.
too.
Oh my
texted
god,
me.
my dad texts me every day. Be like, you have to do your taxes.
Yeah, I do.
know.
I honestly I have to as well.
Yeah.
No, for people that I actually know, like I don't fucking know Kanye, so it was like no harm, no foul. His account is annoying me and pissing me off, and he's like using like
But if Rio was like bullying,
Trevor Noah was
I would
bad.
never
on
bully
Inst-
somebody.
But if you
Yeah.
were,
Instagram.
I don't think you
if
would.
Rhea was
accept
bullying
that.
someone on Instagram, yeah, I would not accept that. But I wouldn't immediately go and report her. I know her, so I talked to her. about
Fran
it.
knows that if I was bullying somebody on Instagram, it would be for good reason.
Right, but I would have a
I wouldn't just bully
I would
someone
have a
for no
discussion with her about it first, and if I felt her claims were valid, I'd let it happen.
Here's the thing,
You're
like
the
I
goddamn Instagram.
I don't
person.
think Kanye's
my
claims were valid.
Initial reaction is like, "Oh my god, that is so lame." But I don't want to.
I know it's lame.
No, I know.
That's why I know it's lame,
That
but
is why I love you, and I
Yeah.
think that is why other people love you is because you are so true to yourself, right?
Okay.
Like you have no shame, and like I don't want to be like you're such a loser for doing that, but like you're just you, and that I love you for you, and other
Thanks.
people love you for that reason as well. Like you're honest, and you're like, yeah, I fucking reported Kanye, so I love you for that. But do I agree? Yeah, I don't want to say if I agree or disagree. I don't, because I don't know what I feel.
And honestly, I'm not looking for anybody to agree or
No, I
disagree
know,
with
you're
me. I
ju-
did it, and
you did
I'd do it again.
and you want to do it, and that is completely your prerogative,
Yeah.
Fran. And I'm happy that you did what you felt was right.
And guess what? He's been real quiet since then on Instagram.
But
real quiet.
My initial thought was,
He's gonna start calling you out, Kanye.
yeah, and will we have her back? Will we report
Kanye,
it?
hey, we hear you, Kanye.
And
Yeah,
And
Kanye, we did not report
also,
you.
like, I'm all for freedom of speech. Like, I'm not like I would never report somebody for something that I just like didn't agree with.
Yeah, that
you know,
would be
like
crazy.
you can say what you want to say. Like that's what
Right.
is of the beauty of social media. But when it is actually targeted harassment, which Kanye was doing for weeks.
Instagram should hire you. Why do you work here?
I don't know.
You should go work
I don't
for
know.
fucking Instagram.
I don't know, but I'd be great at policing Instagram.
You'd be great
Imagine
at
I was the one in
policing
charge.
in general.
Just like the one in charge on Instagram.
Not being a police, but just like, or like,
yeah.
oh,
Being like
a
that
hall
comment, it can
monitor.
stay. That comment, yep, you're done. You're out.
I really have, and I just have no idea how to feel, I guess, because I'm thinking about the people listening being like, yeah, Fran, like we have your back. And I'm like, I don't want to
No,
go
I
against you
no,
because I don't want them to be
No,
like,
but you absolutely can, because I would also believe that there's a lot of people listening who agree with you about how lame that was.
yeah, it's
And
lame.
Yeah,
All right, let's put it out as it's fucking lame, but we love you
I
for
didn't
it.
broadcast it everywhere. I sent one.
Yeah.
I sent like one Snapchat to my group of friends. Like
what'd your
right
friends say?
after. They laughed at me because it's that was like that is a very Fran thing to do.
Yeah.
Like I sent a snap, and I was like, guys, I've had enough. I have finally reported Kanye West's account to Instagram. And then we all had a good laugh when 6 hours later he got suspended.
I'm
Imagine like
astonished by your rule following every day.
imagine Instagram like tells you like who the account is that like put you over or
Yeah.
whatever, and it's like Kanye gets to know like Francesca
Just like that.
Mariano.
It's like the number one account. No, there are times when I know it is really
I'm
annoying.
so
Like
blown
Joe
away.
gets very frustrated with me as well, like on vacation and stuff, especially flying when I'm like, it's not our group yet. Like sit down.
Oh my-
It's not our
see,
group.
that's
Oh wait,
like
like
I'm
all
trying
the,
to think of
it's like all the
Oh,
little
wait.
all the little things.
Was
where,
it
yeah.
was it us or was I with you and Joe? It might have been both. There might have been both scenarios where
Yeah.
like, no, I think it was us where we wanted to sit somewhere and Fran was like, no, we can't sit there. We didn't eat there.
Oh,
in
yeah,
Boston.
No,
in
it was in
Boston.
Boston.
And
Yeah.
I literally said no. Me and Natalie sat in this spot earlier when we didn't eat, and
Yeah.
you're like, nope.
Yeah, Fran is
It was just
really
like-
a
yeah.
rule
Yeah.
There
follower.
was
I'm
no
not
one
gonna.
else.
I don't want to go back and revisit.
No, we
that,
won't.
yes.
But you really are
yeah,
a rule follower.
and there's probably some very deep rooted childhood anxiety that comes to is
following
probably,
Probably, yeah.
the reason of that.
You don't
like,
follow
I was
rules for no
always,
reason.
Yeah,
You get in
Like, I was
trouble
just
for not
always
following.
very afraid of following the rules. Of not following the rules.
Did you break the rules one time and get like in very like big trouble?
I must have. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
I feel like you pick and choose though, like what rules you want to follow.
Yeah, some things I think are important. Some things I
No,
don't.
but like you'll break rules. I
I
can't
don't,
think of
really,
like
I don't really break a lot of rules.
She doesn't break a lot of rules, but sometimes she'll do things where I'm like, Fran, like, you know, where I'm like,
Yeah.
you're doing that. Like, you know, I'm just like taking it back. Like, such a rule follower, you would do something like that.
Well, because it's mostly the stupid stuff that I
yeah, it's the
pay
stuff that
attention
doesn't
to.
matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Like sitting at a place to
Yeah.
eat food where you didn't
Right,
go to
right,
that
right.
restaurant or like
Yeah.
boarding a plane.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
No, I'm with you with the boarding the plane thing, though. That
The group?
pisses me off.
Yeah.
The groups. Fucking stand up when your group is ready.
Right. And
Like-
also, like, if you're a Group C, don't try and board with Group
Yeah,
A.
and because when you and that happened when you are Group C,
Yeah.
and you try and board with Group A, they will tell you you're Group C, get off the line.
Yeah.
they will not let you. Oh, you got on the line, because then everyone would do
I
it.
know.
They're fucking kicking you off the line.
I know.
You definitely try to skate in, don't you?
oh, wait, what? No.
Okay.
I mean, I just told you I waited to the last possible
Yeah.
second to
Yeah,
get on
yeah,
the plane.
yeah.
Oh, but I'm trying to get pre-TSA or TSA
Oh,
pre-check
I made
because
it-
Devin checked.
You
Yeah,
guys
texted us.
really should.
No, me and Devin
Really
made
should.
appointments.
Oh, good. Good.
Wait, what do you mean appointment?
Good.
You have to make
an appointment.
You have
Like,
to
go
go
to
to
the
a.
airport.
No, you don't have to go to the airport.
Oh,
you
not
go to
for-
places.
there's places.
There's
in New
places
York
in the
you can
city,
go
but
to.
I'll be honest, there's really not
Wait,
many options
we should just all
in the.
go.
There's not many options in the city. Appointments available. There's appointments on Long Island. There's appointments in Jersey City, but in the
Wait,
city
like
was,
what does the
booked
appointment
up.
entail?
You have to like sit. You have to get like your
Interview?
fingerprints scanned. You have to like have a little interview.
Oh shit, you're giving your fingerprints
Yeah.
over now.
I mean,
I mean,
they
they
have
have them.
her
Wait,
from our
so you're
phones.
getting rid of Clear? Didn't you have Clear?
I probably will get rid of Clear once I have Pre, because there's no like, what am I
Yeah.
going to pay for Clear for? I'm not going to pay for both. And also, they don't have Clear in every airport, which is shocking.
don't.
Yeah, I don't
and they
think they
have
had
it
it
in
in
like the
London.
most They have it in a lot of them, but like the one like JetBlue at LaGuardia, I think, or JFK. I think it's JetBlue at JFK maybe does not have Clear, and I'm like, this is a very popular airport, very
weird.
popular airline. How
Yeah.
do you not have Clear?
Clear.
Like,
I watched someone in front of me. He had his whole family. He was right in front of me in the line. It was like a long line, and he got scammed by like the Clear people who were like, "Come on, like register for Clear, whatever." And he was like, "Oh, okay." Like went, and his whole family like clearly didn't like. Why are we leaving the line?
yeah.
And then by the time I got through, I see him coming. Like it took him that long, so it just was, like,
Yeah,
a
well,
waste
they
of
had
time.
they had to sign up and
No,
stuff.
I know,
probably.
but-
When it's beautiful when you're already signed up and they just fucking
Sometimes
they
the
walk
Clear
you.
lines are like kind of long. Though.
No, you're looking at like the even more speed or whatever. The Clear
Yeah.
line is never long, because the Clear line you need a person to literally
The
walk
person
you.
what takes you directly,
and
to the
you
front.
don't have to take your license out or anything.
Yeah.
It's amazing,
Yeah.
So then why wouldn't we
Do you
all
have
get
global?
Clear?
You don't have global entry.
because not every airport has.
What's
Clear.
global entry?
I would. It's for global entry is. It's actually separate, but it's like if you're. I guess you're not traveling like outside the country that much, but when you come through customs, it is the best. You just go up to the machine, and that's another thing where it just has your identity. You go up to the machine.
Oh, instead of
You don't have to scan your passport. You don't do nothing. You do nothing. It's facial recognition. And it just scans your face,
But-
and then it prints out a little slip that says, "Hey, you're Francesca Mariano," and then you just
But
walk through.
I've
and that's
done
it.
that before. I remember I did that in some place in Europe. But then when I came back to the U.S. last week, we had to wait in a line and like
Yeah.
go through the.
Well, if you for customs in the U.S., if you don't have
Yeah.
global entry to come back into the U.S., then
Yeah.
yeah.
you have to do it. But that is one of like the first time I ever did that, when it was like, because you used to have to put your passport into the machine. And now you don't even have to do that. It's just your face, and then it prints out your name. Like it's like
Yeah.
you're Francesca Mariano, you're like, oh,
I like when they
okay.
ask you like, why were you in London? I'm like, because I was going to London. Like, why do I have to tell you
Right,
like what I was
right.
doing?
Clear, they just scan your eyes, and then your face
Yeah,
pops
that's
up,
kinda
and
weird.
you're
That's
like,
kinda creepy.
whoa, and you don't have to take anything out, which is awesome. But at that point, I thought after I signed up, I was like, fuck, I just gave away my entire. And I was like, wait, they have it anyway.
They have it, and for us, like we're about to be traveling so much. Like we're
How
gonna
the
be doing
fuck
more
did we start talking
travel
about
stuff.
Pete and Kim to this?
I have no idea, but but you guys do need TSA.
Oh, rule
free.
following. She
Rule
reported
following.
Kanye West on Instagram.
But yeah,
Rule
when are you
following.
going?
You guys
'Cause
do need
maybe
to
I
get
should just go
TSA
with
free.
you.
It is
I'm
also
going
like
on Long Island.
it's a very this is a very group moment that I am the only one in the group with TSA pre-check.
Yeah.
It is.
But
But
didn't that
what was
get us
sick
to-
was when it doesn't happen anymore. But
I
when they
know.
used to book us together,
Together, it
I
used
would
to
get
know.
TSA pre.
And
How
that
does that even
stopped
work?
for some reason. I
That
don't
doesn't
know
make
why.
sense. So,
It's
like,
so annoying, but it was awesome. Like when we used to get
Yeah.
booked together.
I know. Maybe it was just for small. I think it's for smaller groups. Like if you're flying with a companion, they're like, oh, okay, this is.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, I want to get it because if I'm the only one who doesn't have it, that would suck.
I'm actually excited to fly now
I'm excited because
for work.
we're talking about the tour. We haven't even
Yeah.
announced where we're going, but yeah.
Well, whoa, it's not time for announcement.
No, I'm not. I wasn't going to. I'm just saying, like, yeah, I'm excited.
Yes.
Try.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited.
Okay. Anyway,
Anyways,
I
you
reported
reported
Kanye
Kanye
on
on
Instagram.
and,
Pete
and
got
you're the reason he got kicked
Kim's
off.
got Pete's got a My Girl's a Lawyer tattoo, which also just quick, like everybody being like, she's not even a lawyer. Like it's nice.
But it's like,
she's
who
trying to be a
cares if
lawyer.
she's actually a lawyer?
Right. Who gives a fuck?
Like it's like a
oh.
tattoo about the two of them in a relationship. It's not
Yeah.
like a written in a textbook.
Yeah.
It's not like because it's on his chest now, she needs to be
Right, and it's not like it's just fact. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. Just people are fucking
anyway.
losers.
Okay, we can move on to Kylie now.
You know, there's nothing that Fran and I love more than some good reality TV.
Amen.
And there's nothing we love more than reality TV than when our favorite cast members from reality shows come together to form one reality show. That's why we love Ex on the Beach. They bring in past people from The Challenge. They bring in people from Love Island. They bring in people from Big Brother and they make them share a house. They bring in their exes. There's a bunch of singles. They're all going crazy. And that's why Ex on the Beach is the best because you never know what to expect. These people, their exes come back. They think that they might have a chance getting back with them, but then the exes hook up with the other singles and then they're all getting jealous of each other and they all freak out, and that's what makes for golden reality TV. That's why MTV does it best. They know what they're doing with their reality shows, and Ex on the Beach is back Thursday, March 31st, 8/7 Central. Make sure you're tuning in on MTV.
I mean, they have a lot of Love Island people this year. I'm
Yeah,
excited for that.
and my favorite is when they bring in the Love Island
Yeah.
people because you get the good accents and everything. Everyone's freaking out, and you know there's a cast of characters. So make sure you tune in. Ex on the Beach, Thursday, March 31st, 8/7 Central. Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott have changed their son's name. It was Wolf Webster. It's no longer Wolf because Kylie said they felt it didn't fit him.
I will say that this was my favorite story that happened while we were away. Solely because I just felt it was so absurd the way she wrote the announcement of like, by the way, guys, like his name's not Wolf anymore. Didn't really fit him, and I just like want to let you guys know because I was just seeing it everywhere. It's like, of course you were seeing it everywhere because you told us it was his name.
And also, what do you mean it didn't fit him?
Like, it was just such a classic-
baby.
They had to see him in the flesh, be like, he's not a wolf.
That's such a classic, like, just kept seeing it everywhere. It was like, of course you saw it everywhere. Like when you put out a video like to our son and everyone's like, oh, Kylie post video for Wolf. No, you didn't tell us you changed his name. How would we have known?
Do you think it's because of Tammy Hembrow?
I don't. I understand where people saw that, and like I guess Tammy did post a lot.
She was being annoying
she was being a little
about
shady
it.
about it. And it's like I get it. Wolf is not a popular name, but also like you don't own names. Like you can't just be like
You can't.
You're the odds of someone else in the world like being named Wolf at some point, it's gonna happen.
Wolfie
You can't be coming
Yeah,
at
Wolfie
everyone
Cindy.
who names their kid the same name as your kid's name. Like it's just kind of lame.
That would be insane. There's a million.
Yeah.
Everyone has the same name.
Right. Like and
It's like
and
Instagram
obviously
where you can't have. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
How many names
obviously
are there?
Wolf is unique, but I don't.
It's not even that unique. Is
It cracks me up because also what your point, Rhea, where it's like a baby. Like how does the name not fit? Wolf doesn't really. I feel like Wolf's just a name that probably doesn't fit a baby.
Wolf
Yeah.
will never fit a baby.
Right.
Pretty
Exactly.
human.
A wolf is a grown man.
Right,
Taylor
like-
Lautner.
Right. Like you. Like you're looking at a baby and you name your baby like Eugene. And you're like, this baby like doesn't really look like Eugene.
Yeah, yeah.
But you keep it, and eventually,
Right.
grow into it.
he will be a Eugene.
Oh, this baby's Mary. It's like,
Yeah.
like
Right.
Barbara.
Susan.
Even
like a baby-
Maria, I would
baby
be like,
Susan.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Like, look at little baby Susan.
A baby named Maria. Like,
Yeah, it's
Francesca.
just eventually
Yeah.
they grow into their name.
I can't believe people
But maybe he just wasn't a
looked
wolf.
at babies and said, I'm going to name this baby Barbara. And then, like, the baby has to, like, grow up
Yeah.
immediately and
Yeah.
become Barbara.
Like a Leonardo.
I mean,
like
there's
imagine
so many
a baby
names.
Oh,
Leonardo.
little
but
baby Leo.
But Leo fits
Leo,
a baby.
yeah.
Leo really fits a baby.
Yeah.
That's a good name. Well, I think my sister wants to name her son Leo. If she doesn't, I'm going to name my son
Beat
Leo.
her to it. You got baby on the brain, just beat her to it.
But like just
Should I just
Leo
pop one out?
or
No,
Leonardo?
I gotta knock
Peter.
on wood. I really
What?
don't want
Like
that
would
to happen.
like on the birth
I don't know
certificate
what
would it be
it was for.
Leo or Leonardo?
Leonardo.
Because I think my cousin's name is Leo, but I don't think I think it's just Leo. is
Well,
his
yeah,
name.
you can also totally be
Yeah.
just Leo. If
Yeah. I
there's
feel like
tons
if
of
you
people
get
that are
called
just
Leo,
Leo.
like as a kid though, you're not gonna randomly be like, "Oh, I'm 18. I'm Leonardo now."
No, that's just like,
You got to go by Leonardo from the start, I think.
yeah. I mean, and people have nicknames and change them. Like my grandpa is also John Mariano, but he his whole life has been Jack. So
I never got that.
when I was,
Always confuses me when Johns go for Jack
John to
and
Jack, I
Jacks
know.
go
Because
for
it's just
John.
two different
Yeah.
names.
I know,
And-
but Jack has always been like a nickname for John.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I
Yeah.
have no like
Same, one syllable.
Yeah.
a lot of names are like that where
Yeah.
it's like completely different. You're like, how the
It's like a 2
fuck?
for 1. Like pick your.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like
The
Wolf.
two most common names you can think of, John and Jack.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
it's interchangeable.
Like now I wonder what literally Jack
like
his name
Jack
is.
Mac's real name's John.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I knew that.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone. I don't know if I was supposed to say that.
Unearthed his real identity.
I mean, who cares?
No, it's
I like Jack Black though. I want
was
that
I
on
gonna
record.
say?
Great New York City Twitter space last week.
I spent way
understand
too
all
long on Twitter after that trying to figure out
Were
what
you-
the fuck
did-
everyone
were
was
you
talking
listening?
about. No. Like I didn't see it until it was all over and then I was like,
Same.
what the fuck just happened?
I'm never gonna.
Yeah,
I feel like it's in the moment.
I
type thing,
tried
you know?
for like 5 minutes and was like, I can't put this together
yeah.
and gave up.
You guys got to tune into the next one. I'm telling you, you're missing out.
Oh
But
no, the
anyways,
next one we will for sure. But the I thought a lot of people also speculating that maybe the baby's name is now Jack because of
because
Ja and baby
well,
Jack.
I mean, and Travis Scott's real name is.
Yeah,
Travis
exactly.
Scott's kind of back in the,
He's-
like slowly
well,
creeping back
he,
into normal.
Is performing again.
Oh wait, really? I didn't see that.
He performed again last night, I think.
Oh shit.
Well, let's make
Yeah.
sure those things are careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I think it might have been because in the YouTube video, when they showed Travis's mom, she kept saying baby Jack, but I think she was just talking about her son,
Yeah,
Jack.
I don't think they
Everyone was
would've-
like, talking about baby Jack. No, listen to the context. She's talking about her son, Jack, which is what.
I don't think they would have put that in. They would
Yeah,
like reveal.
totally.
I will be very interested to see what name fit this baby.
Right. Like what they were like, you know what? This kid is actually.
Bob.
Right.
I'd love for them to
It's
just
like, oh, like
name
Like a
their
Stormy.
normal
Like,
name.
did Stormy just immediately look like a Stormy?
I would love for them to just name their
Is
kid
there
something
one
so
Kardashian kid who has a normal name?
Penelope.
Yes.
Oh, Penelope.
Mason.
Oh yeah, Courtney's the only
Yeah.
Yeah.
the one. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about the? I saw Scott Disick and Pete Davidson hanging out.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
That was fun. That was actually my other favorite funny thing that happened was that and then Britney Spears reposted the video and was like, I don't know who any of these people are,
I
but this
didn't
is
see
a
that.
funny video. She literally shared it on her
Yeah,
account.
Britney Spears. It's so funny that she has no idea.
Like she was like, I don't know who any of these people are, but I just thought that was funny. Like and just reshared it.
What do you? How do you? Why are they hanging out? I guess just 'cause
Why are
they're-
they hanging out? I mean, they're
But, like, what
they're
is-
friends now.
Scott Disick.
Scott's in the family. Like Scott's not going anywhere. Scott's locked in forever. He's on the show.
Yeah.
So
When does that show start?
and like if the kids are all hanging out, if Kim's kids are with Courtney's kids and Scott's like
Pete has definitely met the kids at this point, or no?
I don't know about that. As of right now, I don't think that
Yeah.
they said that, but you know, Pete in that text was talking about soccer games and stuff. So I don't think it's necessarily happened yet, but they probably know who he is.
Yeah.
I don't really know if there's any more detail into it than that, but yeah, they're all one big happy family. Major announcement from Harry Styles. I do think like if it was major and I was surprised, I think a lot of people also weren't surprised because Dumas has been posting so much about big Harry news coming, and then I think for the last like month there's been posts about Harry's got new music. It was just a matter of when. So we didn't know that this was going to be the full-blown announcement, but here it is. Harry's House, May 20th, new album.
I am obviously so excited.
So fucking excited.
I don't have much to say besides I'm so excited. I'm interested in what the sound is going to be.
Yeah. Are you?
I'm nervous.
Yeah. I was going to say, are
Nervous
you
you're not
worried?
gonna like it?
No, just because she
I
loved
loved
Fine
Fine
Line
Line,
like
like-
so much.
much, like too much. Like
Honestly.
Yeah.
I've listened to that album front to back more than I've listened to anything in my entire life. Like
Yeah.
truly. And so I'm
You just have to separate the
nervous.
two.
That's
you
the
know,
thing,
you do.
though,
Like
like-
you
But
have
I
to
will
listen
say
to
I
Harry's
never-
House without comparing it
And
to
I
Fine
never
Line.
listened to his first album until after I listened to Fine Line, and then I became a really big fan of his first
one,
album.
yeah.
So I do think I'll probably like this one too. Like
You never know.
you just don't know what the vibe's gonna be.
Like I didn't like John Mayer's last album. I just have to say it, and
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
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 It pains me to say that. But,
Yeah.
you know.
Right. I mean, the vibe of his first album was very different to the vibe of his second album, and I'm sure now that he's like been in love and he's with Olivia, whatever, like this third album is going to be way different.
Wait,
I'm
who's
sure
he
he'll
with?
still.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. I kind of
Yeah.
like forgot about that whole
Yeah.
aspect of
Oh, he's with Olivia Wilde.
Yeah. So
with, of like
he's
love
like,
songs.
yeah, right. So it's going to be
Wow, I like that.
same. It's going to be really nice. Hopefully. But
Hopefully, yeah.
either way, I am excited and I will try to separate the
wait.
two.
What if he
But
does another one night at the Forum?
I think I have to go. I also
Yeah.
think that a big part.
And we'll probably get a single fairly soon.
Right.
Like it's
We have
May
to.
20th for an album.
I feel like last time, how many singles
Has
did
to
he put
be
out
something
before
in
the album? It
April.
was like
he put like
Watermelon, like
three.
I think there was
Adore
at
You.
least 3, maybe 2 or 3.
yeah.
Adore You.
I bet we get
Lights Up.
Oh,
I
Lights
bet
Up
we
was the
get
first one.
2. I bet we get 2 singles before the whole album. Would be
Yeah.
my guess.
I
Just
ended up
timing-wise.
liking the singles way more after the full album came out, and I went back and listened to them. But
Lights
the
Up.
reason that Lights Up was awesome, actually, first time I heard Lights Up was he performed on Saturday Night Live, and we were in Miami, and Fran made me watch Saturday Night Live,
The music video is
and
sick. For that.
it was Harry Styles was
Yeah.
doing it, and I remember laying there, and I turned to you, I was like, I really like this song, and I
Yeah.
wasn't like a big Harry Styles person, but I think going to the Forum that night and
Changed everything.
and it did.
That's probably I think when you look back at your life in like musical
like one-
no life in like musical taste,
Pivotal,
like that. It was a
moment.
pivotal shift in
I saw
life with Harry
Stevie
Styles.
Nicks came out.
I mean,
I know,
I
but that's
know,
what I'm
which,
saying, like-
which definitely helped.
She didn't really. She didn't. You kind of
No.
had like feelings towards Harry Styles.
I did. I had very.
Yeah.
I had no expectations.
Yeah.
I had zero expectations going into it. I was like, this is gonna be exciting, whatever. It changed. Like
That's what I'm saying. I
truly
think it
changed my life.
truly was a
And
pivotal moment in
Remember
your
that
really
music
was. And I
fandom
sobbed
career.
my eyes out.
Yeah.
Like I've never cried at a musician like that. I've never been a fan.
You cried in the morning.
I cried it all morning, and I've
Remember how
never.
stressful it was to get in there?
All morning
my
she
God.
was sending pictures of to me. I'm
sobbing.
like, she's
I
like,
still
why
have
am
the
I still
pictures.
crying thinking about the
I
concert?
look back on those pictures all the time. I start crying, but I never felt that way towards any musician or band or anything in my life. Like I was never that big of. Of course, I like things a lot, but like you love the Jonas Brothers so fucking
Yeah.
much. Like I've never felt that way towards like. I love music, I do,
Yeah.
but like not obsessed
Yeah.
with musicians or whatever. But I was like, like this is like my body feels different. Like,
Yeah.
that's how I felt
Yep.
about
And he's
this.
playing Coachella, so I wonder if he'll play. He'll definitely probably play a couple new songs, right? That's before the album comes out, right?
Yeah, it is. I would think so. He probably would throw.
Yeah.
I would think by then he'll probably have like one single, at least one single.
Wait, when's the
have
album
come out? May 20th.
Oh, it's like a month before
Yeah.
Coachella.
Yeah.
I'm really excited though. Obviously, he's great. He's
Yeah.
super talented, and I think it's gonna be awesome. I liked
I know.
the preview.
I like
for
the
it.
art concept, like the Harry's house.
Yeah, I think that there might be, and I could be wrong, some sort of haunted vibe, or like some songs having a little like just because Harry's house and like the way it was, and it's just like if you think of like a haunted house, I don't know. I could be reading.
No,
wrong,
and I think
but-
you could also be thinking about it as like, think about all the emotions that are under. I'm definitely getting too deep into this, but like under one roof, like in a household, that's where you're experiencing
Yeah.
ups, downs.
I bet he took a
love,
shit ton of
sadness,
shrooms, like he did for the last one, which he said
exactly,
and did the same thing.
and it's just like this is everything that's been going on.
Any features you think or no? He didn't have any on the last one, did he?
no, and
No.
I prefer
Or the first one? I don't think he said any. in
I prefer
general.
him to be solo.
I think no.
Yeah.
Harry's house feels very
Harry
Yeah.
oriented.
What if it was like What if Carrie and Stevie Nicks had a
I
song?
wonder. Oh, that'd be fucking
I think I will.
awesome.
We will allow that one.
I
to
would
go through.
combust,
Who
but
else is he friends with?
Yeah.
oh my god, insane. But the stories that Stevie Nicks tells about Harry Styles too is really funny.
Yeah.
And the way Harry talks about her and her friends. But you know, he had really cool like voicemails and some songs from his exes and stuff. Like, I wonder if like Olivia Wilde will be featured at all,
I feel like
because
that'd be dangerous.
it would be dangerous, but also at the same time, like you never know. Like that was
part
that
of his
was
life.
like part of what I found cool in a lot of like his songs was like there was like different things put in.
Do you think she would ever like direct a music video for him?
Yes.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think that they
Only
they
because
stay, like
that's how they started in the first
Yeah,
place,
yeah.
was working together.
Yeah.
that
you know?
movie. I cannot wait for it to come
When's
out.
that coming out?
September, I think. Yeah, remember
Or
when-
October.
or
No, I think it's October.
Yeah, remember when we thought it was coming out? And
Yeah,
because
it was September, and then we saw October, and we were like,
that
"Oh
was
my god, it's out in a
brutal.
month."
That was fucking brutal.
That was tough.
Yeah,
That was
tough.
really hard to come
But
to
now
terms with.
I forgot about it till now. So
Yes, that's
I also
not
saw
that far away now.
that people were reviewing The Policeman or something, that he had another movie he did, and apparently it was really good.
Yeah.
So Harry.
can't wait for it all. May 20th. It's a countdown. I think I did it on Instagram to like see what the day was or of how long it was. And I wonder if I can still see it or not. Is that something that you can do?
What do you mean? How many days?
Yeah. Well, it was like 50 something days, I think.
Yeah, we could. A lot of music for the summer.
Yep. Okay. Can't wait. Moving on.
People have been talking a lot about the drink Celsius lately. I'm seeing a lot of people drinking it all over the place, which had me really excited to try it for the first time recently.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we're
We
doing
get
that.
it.
We
We get
get
it.
it. Now we're getting
Yeah.
now we're getting ads on the show, and now we get why people love Celsius.
Nothing is better than trying a product, being like, oh, wow, this is good. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait, we're working with them now?
Right,
Great.
because I've been seeing Celsius all over the place
Yeah.
in stores. People drink it here, and so you try. You're like, this is awesome. Then
Right.
wait,
Like
you're oh,
Natalie was
shit.
like, we get cases of this
Yeah.
sent to my apartment.
Exactly. People love it. It has zero sugar. It's packed with vitamins, and it gives you the energy you need to maybe complete a workout. Maybe you had a long day at work, and then you feel like you're going to go out at night, and you're like, I need a little energy boost, whatever it is to get you through the day. They have grape, mango, watermelon, passion fruit, peach mango. My favorite is the watermelon. That's the one I've been drinking recently, but I like all the flavors. I think that they all have great taste. It includes caffeine, obviously, to boost the energy in your life, to overcome that slump, any challenge day to day. It gives you the Friday energy, one might add. So go to Celsius.com, find a store near you, and you can order online at Amazon, Walmart, Target. Like we said, Natalie said she gets cases sent to her apartment. You could do that on Amazon. Just comes right to your door. You'll probably get it like the next day or something, whatever it is. So they also have Celsius on the go with the powder packets. You pour it in. So try it out. It's a great way to get energy. If you don't want to drink coffee, whatever it is, it's a great energy drink. Make sure you try Celsius.
Okay. Very excited to talk about this. Probably, once again, little niche, but Kevin Jonas and Frankie Jonas have a new show. I just love seeing Frankie out here doing his thing. It also is funny that Kevin is like, it's like Frankie, brother of Kevin Jonas. But they're going to be hosting a new show on ABC. It's called Claim to Fame. And it is going to be a competition show. I wonder, ABC, I guess, like, you think Robert Mills had something to do with this? I wonder if he reshared.
Oh, he's
'cause
like the
this
head
is
of
his
like
thing,
all
right?
like,
Unscripted?
Yeah, unscripted. Yeah.
What a fucking genius that guy is, huh? So it's going to be a competition show in which 12 people that are related to celebrities step outside their famous family member's shadow and live together under one roof, concealing their identity and lineage in the quest for their own fame and fortune. Brothers Kevin and Frankie Jonas will host the show, and it comes from the Love is Blind producer Kinetic Content and Disney. So it says Claim to Fame will be a Big Brother style competition in which 12 players are isolated from the outside world and compete in challenges and form alliances to stay in the game. Keeping the identities of their famous relatives a secret will also be a key part of the gameplay. I just think this sounds like a great idea.
I love when people get their siblings involved.
Right,
Like,
because
when
I
they
feel
do,
like it's so interesting when you
did-
see famous people's non-famous
right.
siblings.
When they did like the challenge,
Yes.
I forget the name of it, but it was like
what the hell was this? Was it just? No, what was it called? That.
why am I blanking
The
on
challenge? Yeah,
the name? Hold on.
where they had their siblings, right? Or was
Yeah,
just,
yeah, it was siblings or cousins or whatever.
yeah, family,
Battle of the Bloodlines.
Battle of the Bloodlines.
Battle of the Bloodlines, and I've been watching Survivor Blood vs. Water.
Yeah.
So it's like I love when people bring in like their
Right.
whatever, because it's like they're introducing them to whatever it is. So I think this show is gonna be interesting. I think you're gonna tune in
I will be watching
every
of
night
course.
or whatever, weekly.
And because also just I don't know, I love playing just on my own, like the guessing game of, when you're like on Google and you see a celebrity and then it's like you're looking at their Wikipedia and then you go through, it says like siblings, it's listed 3 people and you're like, I wonder what Kate Winslet's siblings do. And
Yeah.
you click on them and
like,
you're like,
they're a banker.
This guy's a producer. This guy's a teacher. Like you're just like, wow, what they're crazy. They have siblings. Famous people have siblings.
Right.
And
Or you
now
find
you get
out-
them on a show like this will be funny. And it'll be funny watching all of the siblings try and guess who their famous sibling is.
Right, or like you find out their parent, like a lot of people finding out that Maude Apatow's parents were Leslie
Right,
Ann
exactly.
and Judd, and people are like, wait, what? Like, just like when people find
it was
those
like
things
that
out.
concept of that show that was on E. That's just like that, but it wasn't. It was like the famous kids, the kids
the
of
ranch
famous
rules?
people. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's different because there's no like there's no game to that. That's
No,
just watching
no,
a bunch
exactly.
of privileged kids on
Exactly.
on a farm.
But this
But this one's fun.
yes, I'm very excited for this. I think it's a great,
One of those ones I'll
Great
catch
one.
up on Hulu.
definitely for sure, and it's a good one. Like Frankie is the perfect example. Like I feel like Frankie's this is like the
Yeah.
perfect person to be
Remember
on
when
the show,
Frankie-
and there's always like there's another brother.
Remember when Frankie made everyone pose with the Scientology necklace on TikTok?
Yes,
And they all got in so much trouble.
I know. It's funny. So, and like even in this write-up, it says Frankie may qualify as the, quote, non-famous Jonas brother to those born before the turn of the century, but the 21-year-old has nearly 2 million followers on TikTok, which is why I feel like it does make it fits, where people know Frankie Jonas to be like, oh,
Yeah.
they're
Frankie
hosting
Jonas,
this
brother
show,
of
but
Kevin
he
Jonas,
is the
who's
bonus
the brother
Jonas.
of Joe Jonas, who's the brother of Nick Jonas.
Right, exactly.
Who do you think's number one these
Nick.
days? I think Joe is like, in terms of like status.
I think Nick had a better solo career.
Joe's
He
got
did.
Sophie's just like in terms of like she's a bigger celebrity than Priyanka, I would say.
But Priyanka's really, really big.
Priyanka
is,
is
but-
wildly famous
No, she is.
internationally.
No, internationally. Yeah.
So if we're gonna take, and I mean,
I don't know.
how many
Let's look
more
at their Instagram
more
followers.
Instagram followers do you think Priyanka has?
Let's see. I mean, we know she has a lot, but
Priyanka has 75 million and Sophie has 14, almost 15.
But
So-
how many does Nick have compared to Joe? Nick Jonas has 32.3.
Joe has 12.8.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it's Nick.
it's Nick.
It
is
It
Nick.
was always Nick.
It was always Nick.
It
was always Nick.
never
Although
Kevin.
I'm a big fan of everything that Joe has been throwing out these days. Just like his vibe, like the
He's a cool
hair.
one.
Yeah,
He's
Joe
looking
is very
great.
cool.
He's got a new, it's not even that new really anymore now, but the DNC had a song come out with Kygo. Great song.
We all
I
know
played it 9 million times on
Nick's
vacation.
the shine sensitive one. Joe
Yeah.
is the funny one.
Joe's also hosting a new show too about, I think maybe like being a pop star on MTV or like trying to be a pop star.
boring.
I forget what it's called. It is.
Joe has funny TikToks. I see his TikToks.
His
come up
TikToks are
sometimes.
very funny. He's a very funny guy.
Yeah.
It's MTV Becoming a Pop Star, which is on MTV, obviously. And it's Joe.
Sponsored by MTV.
Yeah, it's Joe Jonas. Discovered on TikTok, showcase on MTV. Oh, interesting. So I guess they take people from TikTok, and it's Joe as the judges are Joe, Becky G, and Sean Bankhead, who I don't know.
I'm not sold.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Way more interested in the Kevin and Frankie one.
Yeah, right. Like that's give me the drama.
Right.
The drama of famous siblings gunning it out to be the most famous non-famous sibling. Keke Palmer is back on the show, but before we jump into that, guys, Coinbase is a trusted and easy platform to use where you can buy and sell crypto. So Coinbase stole the show at the 2022 Super Bowl. We know, everybody remember that commercial. It was a floating QR code. You follow it on the screen. Was it going to hit the corner? Everyone's scanning the TV, trying to find out what it is. So they really blew up after that. So if you've been looking to level up your financial portfolio, it's always good to diversify. Why not think about cryptocurrency? Backed by the world's leading investors, Coinbase keeps your portfolio safe and secure while adding crypto into the mix. Coinbase offers a trusted and easy-to-use platform to buy, sell, and spend cryptocurrency. The user experience is top of the line and includes multiple resources to keep the user up to date on the crypto world. They support the most popular digital currencies on the market and make them accessible to everyone. They offer portfolio management and protection, learning resources, and a mobile app so you can trade securely and monitor your crypto all in one place. For a limited time, new users can get $10 in free Bitcoin when you sign up today at coinbase.com/CITO. That's coinbase.com/CITO for $10 in free Bitcoin. Once again, this offer is for a limited time only, so be sure to sign up today at coinbase.com/CITO. All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest, a little solo Fran interview today. We have Keke Palmer back on the show. I am so excited to see your beautiful face on my screen again. I wish it was in person. We'll get to that one day. But how are you doing? What's going on?
I'm awesome. I'm glad to be hanging out with the chick, not the chicks this time. But tell Rhea that I said what's up.
I will. She was very upset to miss this today. She tried to fight through it, and we all looked at her and we were like, please go home. You are sick. Go away.
Before you take us all out.
Exactly. So you are gearing up for your new movie. Alice is released in theaters March 18th. How are you feeling about this? What are your emotions like? I watched the movie and you are fantastic in it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for the world to see it for so many reasons, obviously, because it's special to me, but also because I think as it pertains to Black American history and the slave narrative or just even just going back to that time in history, we all can be a bit fatigued by it. But I think history is important. I just think it's important that we tell these stories, how we tell these stories, It's important how we tell these stories, because that's the only way that we continue to create a space to have interest of learning more, and also to encourage the next generation to have a sense of pride and encouragement to continue the good fight. So I'm very excited for my generation and the younger generation to see the movie and get this version of representation of the past, because I think it'll be more encouraging than some of the other images we've seen on this topic.
Yeah, so I will say honestly, for me, this was a story that surprised me because I did not know that this was something that had continued to happen. And when you watch the movie start, it says inspired by true events, and I got to the end and I was like, oh my God, you find yourself reading about it and learning about it, which was really great. So can you just give our listeners a premise of what really the story is about, Alice?
Yeah, so a lot of people are, wondering, what is the story about it? It seems a little bit science fiction-y. They're like, okay, a character was on a plantation, all of a sudden winds up in the 1970s. What does that mean? Well, the reality is that she's always been in the 1970s, but where we meet Alice in the beginning is on a plantation, and we know that slavery only existed, in a particular time period. And then it was, Abraham came and said, it's over, and it was just magically over. But the truth actually that many people were kept enslaved past the time that it was abolished. They just kept their slaves hidden. Many slaves couldn't read, and those that could read obviously weren't able to have those books, and as time continued to move forward, more and more and more was just kept secret from them, because no one would tell them or could tell them. The ones that didn't. And so many were just kept in the dark, and more of those stories continued to be kind of uncovered time and time again. And one of them was just happened to be, told or seen by Kristen Verlinden, the writer and the director. And that's what had her to create Alice.
Now, how did you yourself get involved with this project? How did it come across your desk?
Kind of in a typical sense in terms of just, reaching out to representation. The project was sent to me, and along with the script was a note by Kristen, the writer and the director. And she was just like, you're the only person that I think can play Alice. And this character means so much to me. And it was just kind of like a sweet love letter that I never gotten before, but it was just like a very beautiful love letter between a director and a writer and to an artist, to another artist and an actor. And I just really thought, okay, this lady is cool, because that's very like touching that, and thoughtful and just kind of like just very real and authentic in a different way for her to want to reach out like that. And then to read the script and see that it's kind of this edutainment, empowering story. I just knew that, I want to do it.
What was the filming process like for you? Because I do believe this, you guys prepped for this as the pandemic was going on. How was the whole filming during a pandemic for you?
That was really nerve-wracking because everybody was so nervous that we were going to have to get shut down. Right. So everybody was just like so stressed and on each other's back and like, who's going to do it? Is it going to be you? Is it going to be you? Like, we were all just overly concerned with like stopping production because of COVID and not doing things safely. Luckily, we never got shut down, and that's just like a huge, huge blessing. But that was probably the most difficult thing, was for us to be able to just kind of push that noise aside and focus on the project. And then obviously it was also during the middle of an election. So that was also a part of the energy on set. And so we were all just kind of working as a family and understanding what was happening, but also just assisting one another, as what was happening in the movie is directly in effect to some degree of what the movie was about. So that was all going on, and that was an interesting dynamic. But overall, it was a wonderful time to film. Yeah, I loved working with Common. He's the person that obviously I was doing the film with the most. And he's such an exceptional human being. So working with him, I felt very safe and comfortable, even with the intense subject matter. And it was also great to work with Kristen. She's a very trusting director.
Yeah, he seems like one of the coolest guys really on this planet, right?
Yeah, he really is. He really, really is. And he's just so like respectful. He's so respectful and admiring of women. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think sometimes in this era of incels and misogyny that's already been there, but just even more heightened sometimes through social media and everything, all these different access points we have to see into these dark spaces, you can feel kind of bleak.
Yeah.
But being around someone like him is just a reminder that people like that do exist.
Yeah. The beginning of this movie, like you said, it's plantation. And it's a very intense. What was your headspace like filming these scenes that were, it's almost sometimes you're like, I gotta watch. We gotta watch. It's important to watch, but I almost want to look away because it is scary what's happening.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. I was just happy that it was not too crazy, that it was not, so like trauma porn. Like it was like, yeah, we touched on certain things that's happening, but the way that Kristen did it was, I think, is still within respect to this era, to this time, and to these experiences. I thought that she was very delicate with the way that she showed it, and I think it's important to be, because this subject matter is about our ancestors, and that's directly connected to us. So being precious about it while also telling the truth is a task, but it's important. And so in these scenes, I just was focused on making sure that that's what was going down. That we, of course, showcase elements of what is truthful, but not just for shock value or to get a whoa, but really just to show what this character was experiencing and how she still overcame it.
Yeah, yeah. And you're an executive producer, correct?
Yes.
Now, can you just talk to me a little bit about that? Because I feel like we love the boss lady that is Keke Palmer. And every time I see like, oh, she's starring in this movie, but yes, she is also an executive producer, I'm like, of course she is. And not a lot of actors and actresses do that. So what does that really mean for you?
That really means like, I mean, it can mean many different things, right? Sometimes it can mean that you paid for it. Sometimes it can mean that you know, creatively changed it or developed it further. Sometimes it can mean that it's just a vanity title because you decided to say yes and maybe you didn't get paid as much as you usually would get paid. So there's a lot of different versions of what that could mean. And I think for this one, it meant that I was really a part of how these themes and this message was going to come forward, you know, and be really represented. Like, you know, Kristen really did lean. Obviously, it's her words, it's her story. I would never take credit for that, but she definitely did lean on myself and Common to really be able to step into the positions of being not just actors, but executive producers and saying, I think that the audience wants more here, or I think that Alice would need to X, Y, and Z, or, you know, how do we make sure that we waver the balance of this, you know? So for in this particular project, it was creative. You know, my job as an executive producer was to make sure that creatively, shooting in the production and then after the production, that this movie got into the right hands and that it was especially something that was handled with care as the next generation is exposed to these kinds of messages. And that was really my position.
Right. That's awesome. It's really very cool to see. And Sundance is where this movie premiered. This was just a couple months ago. What was that process like? Because I feel like, as for me, I just hear Sundance, it has that kind of movie magic sound to it. What was that like?
Oh, that was awesome. Like you said, the movie magic sound, like it was just kind of like amazing. Like I was so excited that I got to go to Sundance again. The last time I was there was about 11 years ago. So I was really excited to go, but then obviously we couldn't get a chance to go. But in any event, it's just a special group of people that are interested in Sundance. The type of artist that watches those films that are premiered there are, I think, the kind of people that you respect, or at least I do as an artist. So you want those people to watch the movie. You want to get their feedback. You want to see how it impacted them. And obviously, not everybody's going to get it, but just to be selected and for people to get a chance to see it, and that kind of group of people to get a chance to see it is always awesome and something that you can appreciate.
Yeah, it does sound like it is really such a cool experience. And the movies, you are so great in this movie. And I want to talk to you a little bit about some other things you got going on as well, because I just went to see The Batman and I'm sitting in my seats and I'm eating my popcorn and the trailers are running and there you are for a new movie, and it's so perfectly named, because I would say as soon as the trailer ends, you're like, nope, I'm not doing that. That looks terrifying. And it is Nope, the new movie, Jordan Peele movie that you are starring in. How excited are you for everyone to see that? It looks crazy.
I'm thrilled. I couldn't be any more excited for this movie. I think Jordan Peele's brilliant. I think the movie's incredible. I'm excited for people to know my character. I think my character is just such a fun character that I'm excited for people to get a chance to meet.
Yeah. What was it like working with Jordan Peele? I know
Incredible.
You even know him, right? Like you've worked together before. I
worked with him once before, but not consistently or enough to really know who he was as a guy.
Right.
But then after working with him, he's just so down to earth and really is just genuine creative. He's a genuine creative that just cares to tell stories. He's a genius and somebody that is not afraid to just kind of go there with their imagination. You know what I mean? He doesn't judge his thoughts. He just kind of goes with it. He trusts his instincts. And I think that's why he's so good. And he has a lot to say, right? He has a real point of view that's not superficial. His point of view is like, it's all conceptual. It's all comes from such a deep place, and his ability to make it digestible in a sense is really something special. And I think he is, so representative of where filmmaking is going for Black people. You know what I mean? The way that he doesn't, yes, we had Get Out, which was heavily about racism, but Us was not about race. It was about classism. And then we have Nope. And I think that people are going to really even more so understand that his choice in using Black people isn't just predicated on a gag. It just, it's not always about us being Black having something to do with the storyline. Right. More than anything, he's just a Black writer and a Black director that writes stories starring Black people. You know what I mean? Just like anybody else would, starring their people of their experience. Right. So I love him for that.
Yeah, his movies are really fantastic. Can't wait to watch this. And it is funny because it is one where I think when you're going to be doing your press for that, and everyone, you'll just be like, I'm starring in Nope. It's just there's no other way to say it. Like, what do you just say? Nope.
He can't help but give a punchline, can he?
Exactly. There no matter what, there has to be some element of comedy there, which you gotta love because it's really his own genre that he has created. It is wildly crazy. Yeah,
it is the Pelian world.
Yeah, it really is. Keke, you and I are around pretty much the same age, and I know for me growing up, I loved watching The Proud Family. Loved.
Oh, yes, girl.
And yes, and now that is coming back to Disney Plus. You are going to be a part of that. How excited were you for that, and were you a fan of The Proud Family when it was first on?
1,000% a fan of the Proud Family. Loved the show, loved the show. And then, being a part of it was incredible, right? I started my career with one of the creators, Ralph Farquhar. He was the first person that brought me into Disney Channel when I was a kid, when I moved to California at the age of 10. So for him to do Proud Family again and bring me back in this time around was kind of just like a super full circle moment. And I was just glad to be able to experience it with him.
Yeah, what is the voice work process like for you? Because obviously it's very different than the live action.
Yeah, I love voice work. I really love it. I love playing with my voice. Obviously, as a singer, I'm used to using my voice as an instrument. And so with audio, it's the same way, whether it be animation or narration or whatever it might be. I have a lot of fun using my voice to emphasize things and create a different context based on inflection and emotion and different things like that. It's a lot of fun to solely depend on your voice and not any physicality to get an emotion across. And so I love it. Being in the booth by yourself, coming up with sometimes different voices and sometimes different aspects of your own natural voice. It's just a lot of fun. It's another form of creativity, and it really takes the pressure off in a different kind of way.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that. You love when you can see a show come back, they bring the originals back, but then they also add to it. So having you as an addition makes a lot of sense, and there's a lot of other great additions for that as well. So Alice, when everyone is listening to this, Alice will be out. It's you can go in theaters and see it, but we are recording today. It is International Women's Day. And I saw on your Instagram a couple of days ago, you had posted a little feature that you had in People magazine for saving our daughters and saving our Cinderellas. And I was just reading the little write-up for it, and I just thought, wow, that is so amazing. It said 50,000 girls have participated in saving our Cinderellas since 2015. Can you just tell me and tell our listeners what that is and why it's so important to you?
Yeah, Saving Our Daughters is an organization that was started by Curtis Benjamin. Almost close to 20 years ago when his daughter was sick. She's no longer with us now, but she was sick, and he created the organization to kind of empower her. She was getting bullied in school, and so he kind of created this community of young women that could encourage one another. And he brought me in as one of the voices in the organization, just to speak to the girls and kind of encourage them. And then from there, I kind of built my own chapter, which is Saving Our Cinderellas, when I did Cinderella on Broadway. And we added an element of exposing the girls to things through my experiences to show them all the opportunities that were possible for them. And so ultimately, that's really what the organization is about. It's about encouraging young women, giving them opportunities to see other representations that they can put themselves in the shoes of, and be able to see how they can achieve all their goals. And giving them access to spaces that will encourage them and empower them, and just being a voice to let them know that, hey, life isn't going to be easy. Things aren't perfect, but there's always a way, and never think that you aren't deserving, because you are. And so it's just a way to encourage young Black women to know that the world is their oyster.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a great message and great space that you're doing that for, just to acknowledge, especially on a day like today when you see so many posts, and it's so many people on Instagram, and you're sharing all these things, and it's great to just acknowledge that and talk about it. And you are you're a busy lady. I feel like every time we have you back on the show, I'm like, there's so much that Keke has going on. What are your down days look like? What are you watching on TV? What, like, do you have any time? Do you watch reality TV? What do you do?
I've watched tons of TV. The reality TV that I've watched lately is not, I usually watch Love Island and stuff like that, but the last season kind of like dried me out. I was kind of not feeling like I got enough drama out of it.
Yeah.
So I haven't gone back to Love Island yet, but I've been watching Love After Lockup. Loving that show. I've also been watching Yellow Jackets. I finished Yellow Jackets, obviously. I watched
so good.
Incredible Kristen Bell show, The Woman Across the Street from the Girl in the Window.
Yes.
I mean, when we talk about highbrow comedy, she takes the cake.
Yeah.
I loved that show. I've also been watching Bel Air, which I think it's so difficult to take an IP and create something good out of it. And I really actually thought Bel Air was going to be terrible, but it is great. I love that show. I love what they've done with Carlton. I love how the Will is very much so like Will, but also like not trying to be Will Smith.
Right.
The Aunt Viv, I mean, like, they nailed it. They literally took all the elements that we loved about the original Fresh Prince and spun them on their heads. Like, it's just, it couldn't be any better. I was really, really pleasantly surprised and excited about that one. And Inventing Anna, I've been watching. I'm a big, I love TV, so I'm always watching a bunch of stuff.
I mean, as do I. You just went through a great list, honestly. We were actually just talking about Bel Air because I was just seeing the ads on Peacock, and I was like, it's a very interesting concept to take a comedy sitcom, turn it into a drama. Like, I feel like now shows always get remade or rebooted now, so I feel like that is a concept that a lot of people are going to take and run with, to be like, ooh, let's take that was a comedy, let's make that a drama now and see how it goes.
I think it really definitely, because it's so good, that it's definitely going to work in other people's favor to get an opportunity to spin something on its head, like to really take something that was once, especially like you said, a sitcom. A sitcom is not even, the characters are barely two-dimensional. Yeah. So, to take a sitcom and really create dimensional characters, it's like, and it be good. It's a good job.
Right. Love Island US you were watching, or UK?
Oh my gosh, US is a joke.
Yeah.
UK
Okay. That's, just wanted to make sure. Love Island US, they are gonna move to Peacock for this next year, and they're gonna do like 80 episodes, and I think they're gonna change. I think it's gonna be this summer that they're gonna do it this summer, and it's gonna be on Peacock.
The American one was so bland. The American one was so.
I know. I think it's because they only did like 3 or 4 weeks, and that's just not enough time.
Yeah, because on the UK, their ass is out there for a year.
Yeah, they're doing that for such a long time. Oh man, no, it's true. So maybe you could give it another shot. I've also, US has been tough, but I'm maybe gonna give another shot.
We're gonna go have a chat. We're gonna get a little banter. Like, she's got good banter. That's so good.
It's so good.
To watch that,
it's English, and yet it's a completely different language.
Yeah. Because the culture,
yep.
Right?
Yep. And some people just have the accents that you're like, I have no idea what you're saying.
Oh yes, exactly. Yeah.
It's so funny. So I have a question for you when it comes to some old TV while we're talking about TV. You have been, you've had your own TV shows, you've guested on a ton of TV shows. Is there this could be a hard question. Are there any characters you would love to go back and revisit and maybe have them have a second chance in a new show or movie, whatever it be? I don't know. Like, do you think there are any characters that you would like to revisit?
Any characters that I'd like to revisit? It's
such a wide open question. I know. I'm like, she's done so much.
I think me and everyone else will always want to revisit Moesha. And I don't want to revisit it without addressing what happened to Miles. Like in the last episode of Moesha, Miles got kidnapped. Miles got kidnapped and somebody was pregnant. We never found out who was pregnant. And, it was just so many cliffhangers that they left us on that it's like, if Moesha came back and we got that background stories, but it was like you said, no longer a sitcom, but actually a drama, I would be so here for that. Like a version of Moesha that's like on some Insecure type level.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I would be so here for that.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, the people would tune in. Like, we're about to find out what happened to Miles. We're about to find out, just imagine the music comes. I know you guys are wondering what happened. Let's take it back to what happened last time we saw each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you hear Brandy doing the narration again, writing in her journal about what happened in the time that we were away, and then getting into the drama. I'm here for that.
You should talk to someone about that. I think you have the power to maybe make that happen. Oh man. Yeah, you can make a couple phone calls. Keke, thank you so much for hopping on. I'm excited to see you again. I'm excited for everyone to see Alice. What do you hope audiences are going to take away from this movie, specifically Alice?
Oh man, I hope they take away. I mean, there are many things to take away, right? But I think the biggest thing for me is that freedom is, no matter the circumstance, it's like a personal thing. Because even as you could see with Alice, for instance, Frank is free, right? In the terms of like, he's not on the plantation, but his understanding of being free is so much more halted than Alice's, who actually was on a plantation, but still feels freer than Frank. So I think the poetry in that is that freedom really is something that you feel internally, despite your circumstances. Like no matter where you are, no matter what your situation is, you can choose to be free, from a perspective point of view. It's like a mentality. And so yes, our circumstances are difficult, for those who are oppressed. For me, specifically as a woman, as a Black woman, but I choose to live freely every day because it's my choice. As free as I can be, as free as I can exist, as free as I can in expressing my emotions and who I want to be. No one can take that from me.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Everyone, make sure you're following Keke. She's got one of the best Instagram games out there, I think. Solely based on clothes. A lot of times, like, your outfits are just so, I can't even see what you're wearing right now. I can see 1/3 of it and it looks so cute. So,
oh my gosh, you're the best.
Yeah. So for all of that, you can make sure you follow Keke and please go to the theater, see Alice, get your popcorn, your candy, whatever it is, and head over to the theater and watch this movie. It will be out March 18th in theaters. Thank you so much, Keke Palmer, for joining me.
Thank you.
All right, that wraps up this episode of Chicks in the Office. We are so excited to be back. Look out this week because we are announcing our next big tour, which is coming very shortly. So keep your eyes peeled. We love you guys. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. And The Last Chicks in Hogwarts will premiere this Thursday, so make sure you look out for that. We love you guys. We'll be back on Wednesday.